You have day and night cycles.
Yeah, that's true. No, but it's got weathers.
It got what?
It's got a weather system in it. Fuck you, it still counts.
Why? Because it snowed that one time? Get the fuck out of here, man.
It still counts, fuck you, man.
Nonsense. Yo, people. Welcome to another. I thought that shit 6 o'clock. I was like, what the fuck? Welcome to another edition of the No Filter Podcast, where we are going to be discussing topics that people are too bitch ass to discuss. So, as you can clearly see on the upper right hand side of the screen, we got what the fuck is Sony doing? Actually, WTF is not in there. But what is Sony doing? What exactly are they doing? Fucking up their legacy, they're whoring out their IPs. They're being little malignant bitches. What the fuck are they doing, right? We're gonna discuss what they're doing. Me and Black, welcome Black. We got Fatal in there.
What up? What up?
We were talking about what exactly what's going on with what Sony is doing, and we had a really interesting, intricate conversation regarding it. Second on the list is the fan versus the fanboy, and how do you differentiate yourself between the two? Because there's a difference. You know what I mean? So the third topic we're going to talk about here is also the future of game design, where I wanted to ask you guys, where do you see gaming in general in the future? Because there's too many bitch ass developers that do not want to take any kind of risks at all. How fucking tragic. We're going to kick it off. We're going to kick it off right now. That being said, a bit of a story time here, man. I was telling Black this. I think I caught the COVID. You know what I mean? This is a resilient little bitch of a virus. Now, I'm okay. It's kind of relegates to like a sinus infection, which is very irritating to me. What a inconvenient virus is all I can really say. It's very inconvenient. The reason why I say it's COVID is because I still have it, whatever it is. Last month, around the same time, I got some sort of, felt like a cold. It didn't feel like a flu, but it felt like a cold. I had body aches, which is typical of me. And I didn't have a cold for almost 2 years. And usually if I don't have a cold for a long time, I get hit hard with whatever fucking virus is out there. So I got over it within the same amount of time that I typically got over everything. And then I lost my sense of smell. So that's kind of typical too, but it never lasts that long. And I am getting older, so I was thinking like maybe my body is not really. And my stupid ass was, still doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing, like go to the gym and shit like that. But I didn't feel terrible. But it was like a sinus infection, so that's what I'm kind of trying to stave off. I was smelling weird ass shit too, something burnt, every now and again. Now that burnt smell is. I got my sense of smell back, I would say about 80%. Like everything's intact. It's just that I need to sniff a little harder, when it comes to certain things. Just a tad bit harder. And it's every now and again I'll smell something slightly burnt. It used to be like really fucking crazy. So yeah. What you say?
No, I'm just gonna piggyback on what you're saying. I had exactly what you had. I want to say back in fucking what was it? I think it was June or July, one of those 2 months, where like I had like a really, really bad sinus infection. I had lost my fucking sense of fucking smell and taste. And every once in a while I would smell different like scents I never smelled before, man. That made no sense to me at all.
How long did it last?
And it lasted for about a week and then it was gone. But it wasn't, I was still energetic. I was still going out doing shit, fucking all that crazy shit. Like it was weird.
Now for me, I didn't beat my body down going to the gym. So this is typical of lasting a little longer. Now, I'm fine. I'm still able to go to the gym. This sinus infection is a bitch, whatever it may be. So that was very, very.
It's annoying, man.
It's very inconvenient. You got the post nasal drip. That's very sickening. really. So I had a cough, but it was because of the post nasal drip. All of the mucus, even though it wasn't discolored, it was still infected, and it would basically infect my throat and cause like a little tickle or a cough, and that was very very inconvenient. So when I started to address taking Mucinex, which slows down the production of mucus, the coughing stopped. Then I got some nasal spray, like saline, which is salt water essentially, and then all that shit ceased. But now it's a healing process, so there's that. Um, probably gonna last. It's probably gonna last for a few more weeks before it's really done because I ain't taking no antibiotic. I like to fight things off, and what people don't understand is that when you do antibiotics, it weakens your immune system. It slows down the reaction time of your immune system
Yes, it does.
because it's like the bacteria is helping. So it's like, oh, let me slow down. So I don't really want to talk. Like you talk to a lot of older people, and they're like, "Oh, take an antibiotic, bitch, it's a virus." They don't work for them. It don't work for viruses and stuff like that. So that was annoying. But other than that, Fatal, I've been seeing you off and on. What's new in the interwebs?
On the interwebs? No shit. Not really much, man. I mean, it's been kind of quiet news wise. I mean, outside from what you and I spoke to before about we went live, but I'm not going to bring that topic up.
No, we're gonna talk about it. I just completely forgot about what I was saying. It was named differently. Black, what about you?
Oh,
What's going on with you?
Ain't shit, man. Just been playing Aliens Fire Team. That's the new hotness right now. I
is
mean,
it?
the new hotness. It's pretty damn fun, man. Click up, bullshit with the homies, shoot some aliens. It's a good time. You know?
Hey,
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 but real talk.
fucking
Yo, pause. Yo, but nah, if you're really
yo.
if you're a big fan of the aliens films though, like real talk, it pays homage. Like they did a
Yeah,
really good job in terms of like
yeah.
the
What's going
alien.
on?
If you're a
What's
fan
going
of
on, Lexus?
aliens and you know about aliens and you look at that, you play that game, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe they put this in here. They did a lot of good shit in there. So
So
I'm
they
leaving it
said,
at that. We ain't go into
see.
it too much.
Well, we're going to
You
talk
know what
about it when it comes to game design. So I don't know if you want to put a pin on that bullshit, but like, uh,
I'm saying?
hey, fucking, yo, what's going on? What's going on, King Push? We're going to try to keep this a condensed podcast. Like running 2 hours. It does nothing really. I don't want to just keep looping around over and over. Because once we get our feelings out regarding the topic, move on to the next one. But
Yeah,
we
what
better
happened
get
in your fucking spaces yesterday or the other
yesterday,
day? The other day, Thursday.
bro. That shit, nonsense, nonsense. And the funny thing is, I tried my best to like not be a little perverted
Yeah,
little bitch, you know, and
yeah.
and still I came back. It's the legacy lives on. So I was like, Jesus Christ, sound like 13-year-old boys.
Yo, oh god.
So all right, so we're going to start on to the first topic. Is what the fuck is Sony doing? There's been a lot of talk about. Well, I don't even see. The thing is, I don't understand why it's brand new. When Sony releases a game on PC, it's brand fucking new. Huh? I can't believe it. How could they? Oh gosh, day and date. I might as well get a PC. I am so tired of hearing this shit, man. It's so fucking irritating. Every fucking title. And I wanted to talk about it. It's not about the God of War situation. It's really people really are looking at the whole, you know what I'm saying? Uh wait, what you oh you what you message? What's that? What you laughing about?
Nah, nah. Keep going, bro. You'll see later on, nigga.
Now you got me wondering what the fuck it is. So
Some shit you sent me and I like reacting to it. Just not saying that shit.
oh
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that aspect, though, Josh, about motherfuckers out here fucking repeating that. Oh, I'm going to get a PC because then the places to bring their games over there. I'm just going to build a PC. No, the fuck you're not. Shut the fuck up. No, the fuck you're not.
this is all and this is going to tie into the next topic when we get to there. But like I have a clue what Sony is doing. And I keep mentioning this shit to people and they just keep turning the blind eye like they don't fucking see it. I don't understand this. Would it make sense for Sony to release, I don't know, the Puppeteer, which was released on the PS3, on a PS5? Would it make sense financially to release that game on the PC?
Probably
Yes.
not.
You said yes. Why?
Well, if the game sells well on PlayStation and it meets its quota, then the PC fucking version is just chump change for them.
It didn't meet its quota though. As a
It
matter of
didn't?
fact, no. The Puppeteer,
Oh, well, then
the fucking studio
there you
closed.
go. Yo, there was a lot of fucking smaller titles that hurt a lot during that fucking generation, dude. A lot.
But the
I
point
think it
one
just
of them.
depends on how much the development cost would be to port it would determine. I mean, I'm sure it would sell some copies. You know,
but that's the point.
depends.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. It depends. That's exactly what it means. It depends. Like a pamper, an adult pamper. It depends. You know, we don't like the games. It seems like Sony is releasing the creme de la creme of games. Only the best of the best and the really successful ones that put their best Japanese foot forward to show everybody, hey, this is what's going on in this party. If you want to play it early, you could just, I mean, shit, there's graphics cards more than our console with the controller and everything. So, I mean, you'll get it first. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to double dip for like $30, you can get it on your Master Race PC, which might I add, not every PC, the majority of PCs are weak sauce, by the way. But from what I can understand,
Ain't
so you
that the
can't.
truth?
So I'm not going to sit there and put out there like, oh, I can't believe that. Well, people want to see graphics and shit like that. 9 times out of 10, the PS5 or the PS4, when we were in the last generation, could hold its own when it comes to shit like this. So it's just so ridiculous, man. I'm so tired of it. So all in all, before you guys go, Sony is doing exactly what Sony said they were going to do. They are trying to lure people not from the PC, but to buy a fucking PlayStation 5. I mean, they're not trying to lure it. You know what I'm saying? So they only want to put their best foot forward. And on top of it, they're going to wait until it slows down to basically no sales. Once it slows down, you ain't getting no more out of the console at that point in time, right? So they have free reign to ask Nixus to make the game and put it on PC for the extra money. And as a double whammy, they'll be able to see the quality that was on there. Now people can argue, and I'm gonna hand it over to you. You could get the same type of games, the same narrative driven games on the PC. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed. Black. How is the quality of Assassin's Creed at
Ouch.
60
Ooh.
at 60 frames a
Ooh.
second? Does it compare to, like, I don't know, Horizon?
It's cool, right? But you got your AAA third party, right? And then you got your Sony product. And then when you compare those two, it's not. So if I compare, the best comparison, of course, would be Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed, right? Now I only got a little vertical,
Get
not
that
even a
fall shit
vertical
out of here,
slice.
by the way. I'm sorry. Go on.
I only got a vertical slice, right? No, I'm saying for comparison sake, that's on. If you're gonna compare it, well, my comparison would be that Ghost of Tsushima is just like Assassin's Creed.
Oh, right. You played the first. You played a good hour of all those games: Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, and Assassin's Creed, about approximately, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
more than an hour. But yeah. I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I would say that the Assassin's Creed games, they don't compare. They're not in the same league.
Why?
They're not in terms of quality. The animations aren't as good. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things I feel like it's doing more of, but it ain't really. I don't think it's worth it. Like I haven't really gone everywhere in Assassin's Creed yet, so I can't fully judge it yet. But it seems more vast, but it also seems more empty at the same time. It's weird because we're in the desert, so it's supposed to be barren, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about Origins. If everyone's confused about that, but I don't know, man. The quality's not there, and it's like that with most games. Like
I'm
Ubisoft,
gonna pause you really
go in
quickly.
on
I'm
that.
gonna pause you really quickly. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Absolute. You can say whatever you need to say, absolute. But I'm going to rebuttal it because we're adults and we can say our opinions. He says that Sony betrayed
their fans.
their fan base because they released a 4-year-old game on a PC, which then people weren't buying God of War anymore. But go on, please continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's not there. I mean, you would say that the Sony games are a notch or even 2 notches above what third party is presenting most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So you know, a lot of the partner games you see they'll be close to the Sony studio qualities, but every now and then I guess some studios are doing something. I'm trying to think of a studio that's actually doing Sony quality right now, and I can't think of anything.
Can you
right now?
Can you quantify this quality that you speak of for the people that are oblivious to the quality?
Quantify. How can you quantify Sony quality, bro?
Sure, you can quantify it. Of course, you can.
Man. It's like all right. If I'm gonna compare it to something you ever played, Destiny, it's like an exotic. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting a Gallahorn versus getting the. You know what I'm saying? Just some rinky things.
You're missing one thing. You're missing one thing, you know which is killing me. You're missing one thing, and it's killing me, man. It's killing
maybe it's your point and it's not mine. Maybe you should go over it.
You said it.
What is it?
You said it.
What is it, bro?
Animation.
I said that. I went over animations already. What do you mean?
I don't think
I said it. I said animations earlier.
No, but I feel like you just kind of high stepped over it. I feel like we need to elaborate.
You want me to talk more about the animations? I mean, the animations, the Sony animations. There's more fluidity to every animation. It's not jumping, you know. But I don't want to hark on it. I mean, the game seemed cool. It's not gonna. We're not
saying that it's a bad game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game.
Right, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm letting people know we're not saying Assassin's Creed Origins is a bad game. By the way that Ubisoft creates their games is they use an algorithm to basically they create the landscape or the island, right? Their playing space. And this algorithm or program starts to stamp towns randomly. And then you got play testers to kind of see if it works and they push it out. So you win Horizon.
What?
He said betray. What were you saying, Fatal?
Nothing. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize my mic was my bad.
You was screaming at something. I don't know. You beating somebody's ass. But
I was just reading something that said what, and I was like, I forgot my mic wasn't. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, you're fine. I thought you was contesting what I was saying. But like, yeah, they stamp the environment all over this island that they created. Then you got a play tester to kind of see if it works, and that's it. When you got Ghost of Tsushima and things of that nature, they have to design that. You know what I mean? So they have the island like they typically do, and they make things look a certain way, either for photo mode or whatever the case is. Regardless of the matter, it's being curated, you know, and being tested in not an automated way. This is why it doesn't feel like there's a soul to it, really. It just feels like a large land that's sparse. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really going on. You can look at the documentations of Ubisoft games as well. It's there. You know what I mean? They have random generated stuff in Horizon, but it's for trees and leaves and shit like that to make it look more natural and to cut time down. But in terms of where buildings and things that you climb around, in terms of that's, you know. So what do you think Sony is doing? Black.
You talking in terms of their business? Their business moves?
Explain to the illiterates as to what Sony is doing, because it's apparently they don't know what the fuck they think that you're just giving away the pussy. Here you go.
I mean, in my opinion, man, they're making the most out of what they got, man. I mean, they got this IP, which is God of War, that's just sitting there, and they're not really making money off of it anymore. It's on PlayStation Plus, right? It is boasting the value of PlayStation Plus, along with other games. A lot of the first party games are on PlayStation Plus collection. But they're not really making money off of that IP anymore. So they're gonna try their best, which is a smart move, to take something old and make it new. And then they're putting it back out into the market. And they're trying to they're testing the waters with PC to see how far they can push it. They don't want just the 20 million. The 20 million is a good number, but they want to see how far they can push it. Why not keep going and see how far you can go with that? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where their attitude is at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that just means that they just want people to jump into the series and see what God of War is like, so they could buy PlayStation 5. That's one thing that we were talking about before. That could be one thing, or it could be that they just want the money, man. Maybe they want to put the day and date. Who knows? Nobody here works for PlayStation, bruh. But that's not gonna stop your enjoyment of the game, is it? And I hate it when people said that shit, but that's how I'm feeling right now because I'm sick of all the fucking crying, bruh. I just hate the crying. Stop crying about some shit that you don't own, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We don't own this IP, bruh. Why are we crying about some shit that we don't own? If you don't want your fucking PlayStation 5, please sell it to me. I need a second one, motherfucker.
So I can flip that for $800.
I will pay you the 500 you pay for it. I'll even pay you an additional 50, motherfucker. Give me your PlayStation 5, goddamn.
You don't apparently want it. And
he's
you know
right, Josh.
Put it on PC and get a PC.
And that's
and you wait.
Lamar. A PlayStation 5 native PlayStation 5 version would be dope. That is kind of a loss on them.
I'm going to address that. I'm going to address that. Umar, I definitely saw what you were saying, but I want Fado to say what he was going to say. So I'm going to construct these questions in this particular way.
What is it going to be in a particular way?
Well, so we can move it along.
Okay.
So that being said, Fado, how would you quantify Sony's quality in games?
Fine. What I come to expect from Sony, like I've always have been since PS1 generation.
Well, PS1, they didn't really make their own games like that.
Well, at the time they didn't, but I mean, you telling me before they bought Naughty Dog, Crash Bandicoot wasn't a quality fucking adventure game for that time period?
You said before they bought Naughty, they didn't own them.
Yeah, before. No. I said before they bought Naughty Dog, right? Because they didn't have Naughty Dog right from the get-go.
It wasn't theirs, so we can't say.
Well, either way, yeah, okay, but going based on Naughty Dog's history, right? Has Naughty Dog ever made a bad game on any generation?
Yeah.
What game?
It was Jack X.
Okay, has Gorilla?
Killzone 1, Killzone 3, Killzone Shadowfall.
Okay. Good. Everyone's gonna have their ups and downers, right? When it comes to their fucking franchises, man. For all we know, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 could be ass. I know it's not going to be. Because I know the game's going to be fucking awesome, and I know the game's going to fix all the issues that I want to be fixed. Little nitpicky things, but not the overall fucking experience. Their quality is next to fucking top notch.
That's what I want.
So are other developers too.
That's what I hear. That's what I want to hear. So what does you know what? I'm going to read some of the stuff. Absolute said, "Nah, I'm keeping my PS5." Well, shut the fuck up. Close your lips. Anyway, I have a PS5 and a PC. But my PC is outdated as fuck, which is exactly what you were saying. He got an Intel Core i7, and then he got a 4 gigahertz turbo boost up to 4. I guess they still talk about his CPU. 16 gigabytes GDDR3 RAM.
So what games are you playing on that beast of a rig then, dude? That can actually surpass what Sony is doing right now as far as
that shit is
That's a pretty good rig, but
he said it wasn't. He said it was outdated. So it would be technically. Outdated, it seems
it's great though.
The memory that he has, he needs to do better with that memory. That's probably holding the show up. But
play some League of Legends on that. I mean,
if I could say just really quickly, Josh, related to this topic as well. Let me just say this real quick, man. When it comes to people complaining about like games going from PlayStation to fucking whatever you want to call it, here's the thing. If Sony wants to come out and release their games every couple of years for older titles, like giving a 2-year window that PC has to wait until they get that fucking copy of that said game, who the fuck gives a shit? Because if you're a hardcore fan, or I'm fucking hardcore shit. If you are a diehard fucking Sony fan, which a lot of us here are, including myself, you're gonna buy their fucking shit on that platform regardless. If you're gonna sit there and wait 2 fucking years to play God of War, Ragnarok, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, bro, then you didn't give a shit about that game to begin with at all fucking period, bro. Because if you did, you would have bought the console and played on that shit from the start.
Somebody has to explain to me, though, Fado, is how can PC guys be waiting?
Stop. How are you doing today, Dark?
Jemiah?
Somebody just cut me off and say hi to some other nigga?
No, I'm talking to you.
No. I want to hear what he was going to say, Josh. Because I know what he's going to say, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Oh, what up, Josh? I just came in here. I heard niggas talking about specs. My Eric's perked up and shit.
Oh, I don't talk about the PC specs, Josh. You know that or not? Yeah,
I was talking about your boy Absolute.
Think about this rig though. No, I don't want you to lose your thought, bro.
He gotta upgrade that.
Yeah.
My thought has always been here. What up, Josh? What up, Mag? You know what I mean? What up,
my
Fatal?
nigga?
You know
what's going on, Jamal?
I'm just sick of this PC slander. You know what I mean?
I ain't talking shit about PC today, nigga.
Listen,
no, he really wasn't.
I mean, I'll forever say fuck modern PC because I can't keep up with the times. I can't afford it. But fuck
I just don't understand this narrative of waiting. Like people be like, "Oh, you're waiting for these games to go to PC."
Hey, there's people that are like that though.
But how though? Like these games just started going to PC like a year.
No,
like,
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, but I'm saying like, okay, if Sony were to come out and make a statement saying that oh yeah, we're gonna be releasing these games 2 years afterwards on the PC side, right? You're gonna have people out there that are just gonna say, "Fuck it, I'll wait 2 years."
But like you're acting like the PS1 didn't have exclusive games. The Xbox,
no, I'm not saying that. A 2 year fucking time game.
The PS3, the PS4.
But what I'm saying is
the whole waiting thing doesn't make sense.
Have any of those games went to PC?
No, what I'm saying is all those generations of consoles went by, and you're saying that people were just waiting for one day. They thought one day, maybe 10 years from now, the games would come to PC.
Like,
Jamal, come on, bro. Like that's
you gotta stop. You have to stop generalizing fucking everybody that's on the PC side. Because how many of those people on the PC side actually do indeed own a fucking console, man? A lot of them do.
A lot of that's what I'm saying, though. If they want to play it, they'll play it. They're not. I'm not waiting for games.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm telling you is that there's probably people out there that are going to wait. I mean, for fuck's sakes, I'm proof of that. If I can wait for games that are on PC for years to come to consoles, bro, what the fuck, man? You can do the exact same in the opposite direction.
I mean, are you really waiting, though? Are you really waiting?
You'd be surprised. I'm throwing it out there.
That's like saying somebody who only has a Switch is waiting for fucking Horizon Zero Dawn to go to fucking Switch.
Motherfucker, dude, you PC motherfuckers are also retarded as well. You'd be surprised at me. You guys will fucking.
If you only have an Xbox or a Switch, isn't that the same thing as just only having a PC? Like you're waiting for games to go to your console. Like I don't get how PC gets the stigma. Like they're waiting for these games to go to PC when these games were never going to PC.
In general.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm not the one who put only PlayStation on the goddamn boxes. That was Sony.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, no, but Jamar, but hold on, wait. What we were talking about, because I think you caught half of what he was saying. Basically, we were talking about the strategy that Sony is doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not necessarily like people are waiting for it on a PC, but the argument, I'm going to not get a PS5 because you're one of the people that have a PS5 and a ridiculously good PC, and still you game on the fucking the PS5 for your own reasons, regardless of what they are. It doesn't matter, but you do it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So this is for the people that are wondering, what is Sony doing? Why are you putting God of War out on there? Why? Now, Umar, I'm going to address what you said. You have to have some sort of incentive for PC people to buy that game. There's no ray tracing in there. The thing that you got is that the upscaling technique or whatever, AI and native 4K and widescreen. Like, what do you mean by what version? We both the PS5 has a 60 frames per second version, and that was the most important thing. You're not getting a crazy amount of fucking, you ain't getting extra content. You're getting a widescreen. Do you have a fucking widescreen? You have it? You have two monitors? Like, I don't understand when people.
I got 4 monitors, bro.
Where's our PS5? This is not like Horizon Zero Dawn and PC shit. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like that. This is because Horizon was 30 frames a second. This is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me see. My PC fanboy persona shows up when he's not on 6 podcasts. All right.
You know how many times me and Sick got in arguments over PC shit? Are you crazy? Like, I'm not. It's not having a PC fanboy. I'm just saying, like, I prefer fucking PC unless like it's a game that is better gonna be better on console.
That suits it better. People are like, well, technically it's not. It's better. Sometimes you just want to turn the shit on.
Like when I use my PC, I like using the mouse and keyboard. I don't like using my controller on PC. So if the game's on PC and it's more catered towards mouse and keyboard, I'm gonna use the mouse and keyboard.
So let me ask you this, right? So what about you have controller support? So why not play all of your games from PlayStation 5 on the PC.
Because the DS4, the tools needed to make the PlayStation controller run on PC is kind of annoying.
Well,
And then
why don't you use the
Steam
360 one?
support. Actually, I bought one just for that purposes, and I can't. I hate that controller. I just
That
can't
shit
use it.
trash.
It's in
Pure
my closet.
trash.
He said
I
that.
can't.
Garbage. I
I
got
just
one right
can't use
here,
it.
but
You know what I mean? I was
that's
telling
basura.
Royal other day. My bad, Mag. I was
No,
telling
you
Royal real
good.
quick though. I have 12 PS5 games. 6 of them I could have literally bought on PC. Tales, Back for Blood, Aliens, Godfall. You know what I mean? Like I could have bought all these games on PC, Guilty Gear, but I bought them on console because it's more convenient to play with people who are on console that I know. You know what I mean?
It just makes and let's be honest with it. Not everybody has a killer rig. You know,
My thing is though is that's their problem. I don't understand that argument. Like I don't give a fuck.
the
Like
argument is that people think that yet again, and Sony already laid out the ground rules. This is why it was like, why is it such a shock that that God of War is going out there? It's not a fucking shock. We already told you, but
thing
people,
is,
yeah.
I think it's a shock because it came out of nowhere, and it's coming out before Uncharted, which was already on that little fucking financial report release thing. It showed Uncharted on the slides and shit. So we knew Uncharted was coming. God of War just came out of nowhere,
Well,
like
there was rumors of God of War coming out, and then they're looking to time Uncharted with the movie anyway. So like, all right, so you got God of War on there, whatever case is, and then we got Ragnarok coming next year as well. So the way that they have their flow of information, I mean, it's sound what they're doing. But even if they told you blatantly that they were going to do it, people are like, "Oh, I'm going to jump ship. I can't stand this shit. Why are they doing this to us like that? Why you betraying me?" It's like it's really not that deep. And
that's what I'm saying. Just like I don't feel like PC dudes are just gonna magically jump on consoles. I don't feel like console dudes are just gonna magically go buy a PC because a couple games came out 5 years later. Like that
especially the latter,
people who
especially the latter.
people who say that shit, I just look at them like, yeah, you're being disingenuous, bro. Like because if you wanted to get a PC, you would have been got a PC.
There, and the funny thing is, let me see here. This is the first time Sony comes out back to back with announcements with their PS4 games coming out. PS4 games being an operative fucking word. It's old. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's fucking old. You act like you know what I mean? Probably platinum the shit and everything else, you know. And it's like, why be surprised about the shit? Bro, they already told you. That's like your wife telling your girlfriend, "You got a little dick, and I'm going to cheat on you tonight. I'm going to cheat on you," and you're like, "That's fucked up." But
What?
but that's okay. And if she cheats on you, you find out, you're like, "Oh, I can't believe you cheated on me," after the bitch told you that she was going to cheat on you. To me, they already told you that they were going to release their games on PC. Period. Point blank. And they said they ain't going to stop. This should not be new. It shouldn't be. What did you think that they were going to do? So the meat and potatoes of this particular conversation is not that they're going to release games, is again when they're going to release games and how many games are going to release. Not all of the games are going to release on PC. They're only going to release the ones that are financially sound and that will show their best foot forward. What Sony is trying to do, and they already told you this, there's no hidden language with this. They are trying to get people not to leave PC to go to consoles, but to buy their console. That's all they care about. I don't give a fuck if we don't care what you're doing with the computer. We just want you to buy a console in conjunction with whatever the fuck you're doing. That's all. That's really all that it is. People getting the message mixed up like Sony is trying to pull people from PC. That ain't the case. That ain't what's happening.
The thing is, people who naturally want a console are gonna get a console. Like I said, like I was on PC for a long time until I saw Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't even have any. I didn't have a PS3 or a 360. But like the people who are on Twitter talking shit and all this dumb shit, PCMR shit, those dudes are not really. They're just like Xbox dudes. They're not really gaming on PC. You know what I mean? They're
Nah,
just
they're
talking
not
shit.
getting. Nah, they talking
So,
absolute shit.
but yeah, they get the most fucking spotlight because they're the only niggas on Twitter arguing with these other idiots.
It's the
You know what I
vocal.
mean?
It's the vocal. It's the extra vocal
Minority, yeah.
minority.
Yo,
But let me.
Plato, you not on Twitter?
What?
Are you not on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I see it all,
Are,
dude. I see
are we
this shit
not
every
friends?
fucking day, bro. Yes.
I can't tag you. I tried to tag you, and then your name doesn't come up.
There's a guy who has a very similar name to him, and I be tagging Fatal a lot, and I
Fatal
always been
Sherrod?
tagging him the whole time. Yeah,
But like, I don't. Fatal Bethesda is that like? It doesn't say like I know you or anything, or you follow each other.
Search my name on fucking thing and make sure that you're still following me, dude. Because I know I'm following you.
How can I not be following you?
Yeah, Jemai ain't like that.
Yeah, no, neither am I.
I think you did.
I don't just randomly unfollow motherfuckers.
You got butthurt one day. He was like, "Man, I'm tired of talking about the PC, man."
No, because I DM'd Jemiah too as well. That same
No,
night.
but I can't even fucking search you. Like, what the fuck going on?
Maybe my fucking Twitter got fucking blocked or some shit.
There's a lot of people that have a PS4 or PS5 and the place in the PC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just in general. It's a good
My
amount.
bad, but like, I can't. Our messages are gone too.
Did you get Did you get blocked? Yeah, Fatal.
Yeah, let me go look. Let me fucking get
Not blocked, but you got your shit suspended.
Yeah, what were you doing?
I haven't done anything, man. The only thing I did was I was in a space there last night with Thrash, dude, and fucking like literally was making fun of some motherfuckers, dude.
Got you, son.
All right, so
online bullying.
So Umar, so which games won't come then? Sackboy, Astro, Ratchet, Medieval, Last Guardian, Concrete Genie, Gravity Rush. Yes. Check to everything on those things.
I think The Last of Us 2 is going to come when factions drop.
Did he say Last of Us? Yeah, no, he said Last Guardian.
No, he didn't say that, but The Last of Us 2 is going to drop on PC when factions comes out.
Yeah, that will definitely happen. All they're showing is their big hitters. That's all they're really going to do.
Or that HBO show, yeah. I think they're trying to do a lot of cross synergy. You know what I mean?
And they're doing a good job with it. Like they showed the Uncharted trailer. I mean, as much vitriol that I have for Naughty Dog, I really thought I see what they're doing, and it looks like it's a quality movie. You know what I mean? I have no problem.
It's gonna be a good movie. Yeah, I think that it's also made. I'm not necessarily one who wants a one for one, transition to different media. Like, what's the point then? You know what I mean? Because like,
you can
just play the game.
We're gamers. It's not like. See, what I think is what they're doing, and me and Black talked about this before, is they deliberately picked Tom Holland because of his age, right? Because they want to keep making these Uncharted movies.
Sorry, Jemiah, post your fucking Twitter handle, man, real quick on fucking in the chat. Because I'm not banned or anything like that.
I was gonna say I think I forgot that shit, but hold on, let me see my Twitter here though.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh.
No problem. Fucking up my show.
I'm making it better, bud. I make this shit hot.
Nigga, that shit been hot. Shut your ass up.
Nah, I make this shit hot.
I'll give you that I'll give you that when I'm streaming, but not here. Let me stop playing with you. So yeah, it's an S in there. JASIS.
JAYJASIS.
Okay, so okay. Anyway, so
chat.
Yeah, he posted in the YouTube link.
All right, I'll go and grab it.
Oh, you mean the Discord?
Yeah, that's what I meant. But no, I'll go and grab it.
Yeah,
niggas. Yeah, I don't use Discord. I use Discord for voice, but all this other shit, Discord. I'm not. I don't know. I just don't know what the fuck.
It's really it's not user friendly Discord.
TikTok shit. Yeah, I'm too old for this shit, bro.
Why is your name not coming up? Like they what? What? Yo, it's fucking. It was showing on my end, dude, that you were fucking blocked. I never blocked you.
Yes, you did.
This nigga Fatal blocked me. Damn.
Yes,
nah, dude, no fucking way.
I must have been.
No way.
I was black as you black.
I was talking about Game Pass. Nigga blocked
me. Nah, dude, no. Fucking no. That's the second time this has happened to me so far. Like it happened with Titanfall Princess 2 as well.
Oh, you know how
like, I don't block anybody. I don't block this one.
Wait, Fatal, you know how you can stop that from happening? I totally forgot that shit. You know how you can stop that shit from happening?
What?
Stop blocking people.
Man, shut the fuck up.
You're gonna do that shit, bro.
It's fine with putting your phone in your pocket or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
Yo,
no, because I have
what?
no reason to block fucking Jemiah at all. Why the fuck would I block
Why
her?
you sound like R. Kelly right now? Like you sound like
Yo,
you fighting for your life.
I can't
It's
find
not
Fanboy
that
one
deep.
music,
time
man.
I pulled my phone on my pocket, I swear to God,
Hey,
that shit was about to sign up to that Google Fi shit.
listen. You can fuck with me on the whole entire fucking horde shit that you love doing so much there, Josh. But you ain't fucking pinning me on this one, motherfucker. Oh hell no.
He sounds just like R.
Oh hell
Kelly. He's
no.
like, yo, you kill me with this shit. Fighting for my fucking life. I didn't block nobody.
Nah, no, legit though.
You
Fucking
don't
like
no.
no, like I'm not even joking, dude. Like no, because that makes no sense. Because what? Okay, what valid reason do I have to put you on block,
We're
Jemiah?
just
Who cares?
fucking
I don't
playing.
give a fuck.
It's not.
No,
It's
no,
not.
I understand that. But no, I get that part. But I'm trying to figure it out though, man. It's like, why were you blocked? I never blocked.
Like I said, it probably
Like,
happened
is
when
Twitter
your
doing
phone
some
was in your
shit that I'm not
pocket.
aware of, dude?
No,
Or is somebody
it's
fucking
probably in
like
your
going on my
pocket.
account?
It's probably in
Yeah,
your
it's
pocket.
right.
He probably tweeted something. It probably went to his profile, and then your fat ass leg
Yeah,
must
like
have
I
hit it.
said,
No, but that's the thing though. Like fucking, I only ever see Jemiah's fucking stuff on my time feed like on rare occasion.
Yeah, he don't
But
really post
I
crazy.
usually always give him a like though. I always like him and shit like that.
yo, anyways, like I was saying, absolute. I'm not talking about fact. I'm talking about factions going to PC, which it might. I'm talking about The Last of Us 2, the game going to PC.
Oh, I'm glad that you're here, Jemiah. Does that consider an actual day and date release
What is?
But
if Factions goes over to fucking PC?
it would be a day and date release.
Technically,
There you
yeah.
go. Thank you.
It's
That's
a
all I
separate
needed to
game.
hear. That's all I needed to hear.
But day and
Good.
date. But the argument is day and date for everything. It's like you could be disingenuous with this, but people think
No, I
that
never.
Sony. People think that Sony's going to release everything day and date, and
My
they've
thing
already
is,
released certain things. It's not.
my thing is, Josh, is why are your brethren so fucking butthurt every time a
Hey,
game
no,
drops?
ain't my fucking niggas.
Those your peoples.
Nope. I saw that shit. I was like, let me click on it to see what the differences are. That was the only thing that went in my head looking at the God of War on the PC. That was it. Because we had checkerboard rendering for technical purposes. But what I believe is going on with the Uncharted movie is that they picked Tom Holland for two reasons. His age, right? He's young, so they can keep making movies. The second thing is he's synonymous with Spider-Man. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to trick people. Like Peter Parker? Oh, it's Uncharted. Well, let me go ahead and see this shit. But they deliberately chose to deviate from their personality. I could tell you that. They don't want to have, because the thing I was talking to Ken, the dishonorable. I was telling him, he was like, I don't like the movie, man, because they don't even act like their characters in the video game, and I really did like the joke. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, what would you say is the staple of Uncharted games? And let me ask you guys the same question. Black, what do you think is a staple for Uncharted games?
Staple. What do you mean by staple?
Like what
Like,
what
what's
what makes the what
defining
makes
characteristics?
not a real staple, nigga?
You talking about like defining characters of the Uncharted series?
I'll be back.
All
I
right.
mean, shit, fucking the set pieces, those action set pieces. Without those, and then the quirky jokes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I
that's
agree
pretty
with
much
it.
it.
What about you? What about you, Fatal?
Sorry, what was the question? My bad. I had to use the bathroom. Sorry. What'd you say?
Don't you have a catheter?
Motherfucker. Oh, mother. Oh. Oh.
What kind of a
I see what
raspy
you're
gay?
doing.
Y'all hear
I
that?
see
You
what
was
you're
like a
trying to do.
raspy,
You ain't gonna work,
gay
boy.
man. Did y'all
You
hear
ain't gonna
that?
work.
Y'all hear that? He sound like a raspy gay man. He was like, ew.
No, man. Listen, motherfucker. Nah, bro.
what
No,
what
what was
is
the question?
what is the defining characteristics of an Uncharted game?
An Uncharted game? Another
Mhm.
one? Really?
Just
Do we need another one?
no. I'm not, the question is, what is the defining characteristics of an Uncharted game?
I would say
ripping off
big
Tomb
set
Raider. There you
pieces.
go.
I would say big set pieces and humor.
Okay. What about you, Fatal?
Ripping off Tomb Raider.
All right, man. See, we're not doing this. No, I'm just going to walk right over this nigga. Yo. Anyway, 3 out of 4 people say that it's.
Am I wrong though?
3 out of 4 people say that it's. Yeah, you're wrong. That it's the set pieces and the humor, and as long as they got those two things intact, then they're fine. To be honest with you, I don't think that the characters, other than Sullivan, were that great. The villains were piss poor to me. They all had the same fucking accent. Mr. Drake, Marlene, Mr. Drake. You know, they all sound the fucking same way. They all have the same stupid ass intentions. It just didn't feel like it was they were compelling villains. You went there for the set pieces, and you've gone there for the banter. And if they have that shit in the movie, they don't want it to tie to the video games to make you feel like it's some sort of tie-in. They just want to create another thing too. And then another argument or point of contention is like, well, the timelines are all jacked up. They got all this shit going on. It is not the timeline. He is a young Drake. That's a young Sullivan. That's it.
The movie?
The movie. They just took the set pieces.
That casting is shit, bro. I'm sorry, but that casting is not shit.
Chloe never met Drake at that point, though.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a 1-to-1 with it at all. And
which I don't mind.
Which is fine. It's totally fine. They're doing their own. They're doing their own thing, and they're using Tom Holland because he's a big star. Actually, you know what I'm saying.
Also, if you notice nowadays,
and they had Antonio Banderas. Yo, how could you not like the movie at this point, man? That's gonna be a good ass villain, yo.
Also, the way studios are set up now, the actors stay with one studio nowadays. Like they don't like have multiple studios. You know what I mean?
Because so like crazy contracts.
Yeah, so like the dudes for work at Disney and shit, like Chris Hemsworth, Tony Stark, nigga, like what's his name, Robert Downey and shit. He also did that one stupid ass Dr. Dolittle movie and shit. Mm-hmm. So they'll do a bunch of movies with the studios and shit. And sometimes, like when they get those big movie roles for like the MCU, they'll also then have them make a movie on their own passion movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they'll go out there and they'll let them produce their own movie, but through Disney and shit like that, or through Sony. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and nowadays, a lot of actors just stay with the same studio, and they'll make like 5 or 6 movies with that studio.
They make it simpler for their paychecks. So you go on the studio to studio, they all have different clauses and shit. It just it's very because there was a lot of like Superman, for instance. What's the guy's name again? The Superman actor?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah. So they told Henry when he was doing the Mission Impossible, you can't shave your mustache. And it resorted to Warner Brothers having to edit out his fucking like mustache, like stupid shit like that. You don't gotta worry about any of that shit if you stay with one.
Yeah, there's no conflict of interest of like people having to drop a movie because they gotta shoot for another movie type shit.
Yeah, so that's what it boils down. It just makes it a lot easier. And then on top of it, he's the face of new Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, which is not saying much, but it is what it is. So before we go to the second topic here, there's some things I want to address in the chat. If Factions 2 goes to PC, a ton of outrage. Yeah, it's going to be a ton of outrage, like God of War and every other game. I think Gran Turismo is going to come out. They're going to give it probably a year or 2 years, right? And then they're going to have a PlayStation 5 Pro version with all of the bells and whistles and all of the ray tracing. And they're going to release it out on PC so that it could be like a parody or 1-to-1 or whatever the case is. I think that's what they're going to start doing because they're definitely making the PS5 Pro. But I digress on that one. Factions is going to be on PC will be a mess and talking about cheaters and stuff like that. There's ways to mitigate that. And Sony bought or have stakes in a company that handles cheating as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't mess with online multiplayers on PC. That's the last multiplayer was actually passionately played on PC was Halo, and then he says no crossplay, please. Or I don't think they want to do crossplay. To be honest with you, it's too much of a thing. People playing mouse and keyboard. That was a disaster. One of the games that had mouse and keyboard was a disaster. When they combined it with consoles, it was like really bad. Factions 2 on the PC will drive a much bigger outrage because what the fuck are we at PlayStation paying for PS Plus for? The games and the discounts. That's how they set it up. Remember when Xbox first came to the scene, they were just making you pay for Xbox Live just to be online.
Multiplayer.
That was it.
Yep.
What Sony ended up doing is saying you can get discounts as to Costco. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, well, I go to Costco if I could go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Not only that, but if it's free to play, then it's not going to be outrage at all. It's not going to be an outrage if it's free to play. And it may be, and it may be free to play because we already have, and Jemiah can speak on this. There's already a PC Last of Us like game anyway. I don't know what they're doing, but it better be good. I can tell you that much. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of similar games on PC. I pay PS for the multiplayer. Well, you're still getting those free games, so there's that. That ain't going to change. And if anybody complains about it, they're gonna be like, "Yo, we keep giving you fucking games every fucking month." So shut up. The next thing we're going to talk about is the fan versus the fanboy, and I figure I want to start off with Jemiah. So what I mean by the fan versus the fanboys, right? Jemiah, do you know what the difference between a fan and a fanboy is? Hello, Jemiah.
Yeah, I'm here. What the hell just happened?
No, Jemiah is not saying anything.
Oh,
Oh well, he's probably getting his fucking chicken nuggets. He always eating that shit.
always got to be racist, but
No, he is. He do eat chicken nuggets. That ain't racist.
we all do.
But I'm saying he really likes it. Them Tyson shits. But you would have
We
known.
all
But you
like
would have.
it,
But you would have known if you didn't block him.
man.
And I oop.
No, again, we're not going there.
Black. What's the difference between the fan and the fanboy?
What happened?
I mean,
Look at this nigga.
What was that?
Yo, Bala, what's going on? This nigga got holes in his house. There's some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house.
Yo,
Black, I think you're muted. Unmute your mic, please.
yo, you hear me? You hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. We know what a fanboy and a fanboy. A fanboy is someone who they're gonna get emotional, or I mean, damn. Well, the definition of a fan is a fanatic, right? That's a short verbiage for fanatic, right?
yep.
In a way, a fanatic could be a fucking asshole too. But I mean,
Yeah,
I guess.
my bad.
But the fanboy is gonna be somebody who they're overly invested into maybe a product, or it can be overly invested into some shit to the point where it's like it's detrimental to them, dog. You know what I'm saying? In terms
Which
of
one?
just like
What definition is it?
we're talking about a fan. We're talking about we're talking about a fanboy.
A
So that
fan
would be the
versus-
difference.
okay.
A fanatic is going to be someone who just truly loves and gets excited for something. But a fanboy would probably be the same person, but is overly excited for it, to the point where it's
Irrational.
it's irrational. You know, you got irrational thinking and such. So yeah.
Jemiah, what do you have to say about the two definitions or the two words? Of
A
the
fan,
fan.
fanboy versus
The-
the fan.
Yeah.
I think a fan is just somebody who just generally enjoys, that particular brand or platform or genre, or whatever that's going on. And a fanboy who is somebody who thinks they somehow have ownership over said brand or whatever fact or platform or genre. You know what I mean? Like they think that somehow they own it, and that's a part of their identity. And if people attack that, they hurt themselves over that type of nonsense.
Fatal. What's your
What up?
definition?
My definition between fan and fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fanboy is loyal to something, and fucking interpreted in, I guess, different ways, I guess. But as far as a fan goes, like if you're a fan of something, fucking, you're gonna get whatever you want to get or do what you got to do to be part of that. If that makes sense.
So I'm gonna ask you something, Jemiah. Who's your
So,
favorite? Who's your favorite? Is the Cowboys favorite football, or is it the
Yeah.
Steelers? Okay.
It's Cowboys.
How are they doing right now?
They're 5-1.
They're 5-1, so they're
Mm.
doing well. Or did I do that backwards?
No, they're doing good. Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. So what year did they do terrible in?
Like, for
Illogical, what's going on?
the last 15 years, like
Did you part ways from them because they
no.
were doing that? You be the definition of a fan of this football team. You know what I'm saying? There are some really irrational people in the space. And I just wanted to get this definition out there, right? We're going to talk about Xbox for a moment. I'm trying to tell you guys, Factions 2 is going to be free to play to shut y'all motherfuckers up. I'm trying to tell you, they're going to have a little package. They're going to give you some free dirty ass rags and shit like that for your outfits. And I mean, you have to pay for the dirty rags for your outfits and shit like that. You got to buy cans. And it's going to be a free to play game. I'm trying to tell you that. That way, nobody's going to say anything about it. So I'm going to say this. The stuff that I see on Twitter, this is where we mostly are looking at things, is the Xbox. Would you guys quantify Xbox as fans or fanboys?
Some of them are fans, some of them are fanboys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
because some of the things,
most of the ones you're gonna see on Twitter, they're gonna be fanboys. Just like with any other platform you see on a social media site that's predominantly talks about gaming. You know what I mean? Like I know people who like gaming, they have a PlayStation or Xbox, whatever, but you would never see them on Twitter talking about that shit. You know what I mean?
Especially Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans is not really out there like that. They just gonna buy what they buy. So they're fans. They're fans through thick and thin. They're gonna really promote it, and they know the shitty practices that Nintendo do, and they just kind of like glaze over that shit. You know what I'm saying? I would say
of course we do.
I would say Sony's in the middle because Sony actually has they have decently quality titles, and that's feel for fans that create them, that makes them into fanboys for sure. Xbox, this is what I want to talk about. And I know it's unfortunate that he's not in here, but it'll be a conflict of interest, and I'm going to say this, and Black can attest to it. I spoke to I don't know how to quantify this dude. I won't mention his name, but he seems to be a fanboy. He mentions that Xbox they're innovators, is what he said. Do you know who I'm talking about, Black?
This is the same guy you was talking to the other day in Spaces. Hobgoblin.
Damn! I said don't mention the name.
Oh, I ain't hear that part. All I heard was
nigga, he muting this shit.
I didn't hear that part. Yeah,
I'm multitasking. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm multitasking.
Jesus Christ!
Why don't mention no names, man? Man, stop the cap, bro.
No, I just don't want to look conflict of interest.
Fuck all that, nigga. If you gonna talk about it, let's talk about it, man. This nigga named Hobgoblin, fanboying, spreading lies, misinformation.
You said spreading legs.
Yeah, all of that shit. He was doing all of that shit. Bending over for Microsoft and Phil Spencer easy. You know what I'm saying? But my bad. Return to the story, though. My bad for fucking up your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga clicking and shit. So how would you quantify it, Mr. Man?
You talking to me again, bro?
Huh? Oh my god!
Yeah, you.
How would I qualify what?
How would you categorize Mr. Man?
How would I categorize him? I don't know whether he's a fanboy or a fan. I don't know, man. I mean, he sounded reasonable. Actually, some of his information was all right, man. Sounded like it was misinformation, but he didn't seem like a fanboy. He could be a fanboy in disguise. However, you do got those. You know what I'm saying?
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. You know,
I can be quite a fanboy sometimes, but I think I'm more of a fan because I get on Sony ass when I have to. Pause. But I definitely got some fanboy tendencies as well. So I don't know. He came off like he could have been a fanboy in disguise. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. But he seemed like he was a fan. He seemed like a logical guy. It could have been a front though. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Now, are you a fanboy to the console or are you a fanboy to the game? Those are two different things.
No, this is a console.
It's easy. There you go. Not the console.
If you're talking from the console perspective, I think a lot of these people out there who are these types of fanboys are legit only care about because it's the console itself. They don't give a fuck about games. They don't give a fuck about that. All sides have that.
I feel like the definition of fanboy kind of got diluted a little bit, because like You can
Oh,
just
it
anybody
Oh,
call
it
you a fucking
definitely
fanboy,
has.
even though you're not being a fanboy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah,
Right.
fuck it, I'm a fan. I'm a
But I
PlayStation
mean,
fanboy. Fuck
if
yeah.
we
You know
love
what I'm saying?
the games that we love,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, if I were to sit here right now and say to Josh, man, like, yo, Horizon sucks dick, right? That motherfucker's gonna feel some type of way. Yeah, granted, I'm just giving him my opinion, but obviously he's gonna get offended by it.
I would ask you.
You
See,
know what I mean?
I'm a fan, but I would ask you why do you? Not that it matters, but I would ask
Yeah.
you why do you feel that way?
Because that's what I do when I ask people about the stuff that they're fucking playing. It's like, cool. If you're praising something that you love, then that's what you're doing. You're doing it the right way. Because I'm not here sitting there saying fucking that Psychonauts 2 is the best game because it runs good on Xbox. No. I'm letting people know that I'm fucking celebrating the fact that I love the game in general. I don't give a fuck what platform I played it on first. You know what I mean? I think people can't draw the line or comprehend where to draw that line when it comes to that. Like, I've had people fucking come at me for liking a game that's only on one platform. Oh, you only like it because it's on PlayStation. Or you only like it because it's on this. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, at that point, man, like, if you're looking at it from the console perspective, man, bro, that's a weird, fucked up way of being a fanboy. Weird, fucked up way of being a fanboy, man. Because at that point, man, you got fucking feelings for a piece of plastic at that point.
Yeah.
That's right.
They ain't it. They ain't it for sure.
And
So when it comes to I think it's a little different for like, I don't know. Well, as far as how I feel a certain fanboyism for PlayStation because they're giving me a bunch of shit that I like. You know what I'm saying?
It's big games.
And they're
Because you guys talk
so
about their
it's the
content.
games.
Yes.
Yeah, facts. But
Yeah.
you know, I don't feel like I don't feel bad about fanboying over shit that I like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well,
right.
I'm not like
if
capping
it's
for no
quality,
nothing
if it's
wrong with
quality,
fanboying the fuck
if
out
it's
over a game that you
quality,
love,
and
bro.
then again, like I said, I'm
There's
not using
nothing
the
wrong
word
with that.
fanboy in the right context, but like
Right.
how people throw it at you these days is like it's a little different.
Yeah, and it's like how everything in
if
the
it's
real world
quality,
gets
then
treated too.
fine. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a Lamborghini, I'd be like, yo, you know, I'll fanboy over that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll be a fan of it, and I'll be right. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it has a lot of quality to it. But here's the
What's that
issue.
fucking word again?
My issue is this. What word?
Quality.
Because let me say this. What is Microsoft doing? And you guys could just say however you want to say it. What is Microsoft doing that is of quality right now, in your opinion?
Isn't that dependent on how you perceive quality
In
in yourself?
your opinion.
Okay, in my opinion, Age of Empires.
You just gave me a game.
Well, what else am I going to give you? Their controller?
No, what is it that's innovative?
It doesn't. Okay, quality doesn't define by innovative, bro. That's not how that works.
Quality. Sorry, my bad.
Like,
Quality.
if it's quality, yeah, because I mean, quality is a very subjective word that I think a lot of people, again, that's another word that gets thrown around mistreatedly. That's even a word. And it's kind of baffling to me because when you have to sit there and label something as quality and think that it's above everything else or something along the lines of that, I take issue with that because that doesn't make any sense to me because quality comes in different shapes and sizes, different forms, different art styles, different gameplay mechanics, all that shit. Different genres for that matter. You know what I mean? But I'm like, but as far as like when you say the level of quality like that Sony produces, yeah, it's top notch
No,
for sure.
I'm saying Microsoft. I didn't mention Sony.
Yeah,
No,
he was
no, no.
asking you what do you
I know that,
feel is
but I
of
gave
quality?
you an example.
What do
Though.
you feel?
I said Age of Empires.
What do you feel that is of quality within Age of Empires? That's what I'm
Because Age
asking.
of Empires is a quality strategy game. Always has been.
I have never played an Age of Empires, so can you explain to
Oh
me
well,
what
okay,
it is?
well, it's a strategy game. Like it's like a war-based like strategy game.
Is it
man.
balanced? Does it have good graphics? Is it a good storyline? Is it run better? Is it what is it?
That has to fucking matter. Okay, go look at a screenshot. Go look at a screenshot for it.
All right, so
Pull
we're
it up.
gonna we want to move on.
Yeah, move on to the next thing. Just go and look at a fucking screenshot
Because
for it.
you mentioned one game for a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm at Microsoft as a whole.
Battletoads. I'll give you one recently. How about Battletoads?
Do they own it?
That's Microsoft's rare IP. Yeah, so it's owned by Microsoft.
Okay.
Or you know what? Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll give you a different one. How about fucking Gears Tactics? How about that one?
It just seems like you scraping at the bottom of a barrel to find something that's of quality instead of having a real dialogue
Well, I
about
mean,
it.
I could have give you the easy fucking cop out answer of being Gears 5, which is what everybody else would fucking say. But I'm giving you a prime example of a game
But you
that
don't have
is
to tap dance.
quality.
But you don't have to tap dance around it. I mean, it is or
No,
it
I'm not
isn't.
tap dancing around it. Okay, maybe I am a little bit. But what I'm saying is like a game like Gears Tactics, fucking that game is quality in the sense that it looks good. Maybe the PC version does better, fucking whatever the case may be. But the gameplay is definitely far from mediocre. Like it plays like Gears of War, just from a fucking tactical perspective. You know what I mean? And it's got a good story. It's got interesting characters, and it's pretty interesting for an origin, or not an origin, but like a prequel fucking story to before the war even happened. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But most people will look at that game and say, "Oh, that game doesn't have any quality values to it because
No, but
it's not my cup of tea."
but you're generalizing it. The same thing that you told to Jemiah about stop generalizing things. That's that's not the
And
that's
isn't
not
that
the
what you're doing when it comes to fucking matching Sony's games to other things?
no, not at all.
Okay, then go on then.
Because there's
Continue
some
then.
games again. You already know that I don't like certain Sony games anyway. I've already
Well,
mentioned that
okay,
Jack and
fair enough.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
like
Because you're right.
Jack
There's some that
X.
I don't like either. There's some I don't like either.
You know.
But God forbid if you tell people that, oh my God, it's wrong not to like this game. Like I think Killzone is the fucking worst fucking franchise in history.
But this isn't the space. This isn't the
I
space
know.
to be like. No one's going to criticize you in that case.
Right.
Your
Are you
shit is
questioning his opinion about what's quality?
I'm not
Yes.
questioning it at all. What I'm saying is what I'm saying is this. He's taking his experiences on Twitter, wherever he gets those experiences from, and think I'm asking these questions that are setups, and they're not.
Okay.
It is what it is.
No, I'm what?
Because like
What
what
is
he's
a
doing,
setup?
what he's
What?
doing is he's deliberately picking these particular games that are either obscured or is known to have a certain particular quality.
So, but what does that have to do with quality, though?
I mean, consistently.
Oh, okay, but again, if quality is subjective, then people can look at games from a different light.
Really subjective? I really hate hearing.
Yes, it is subjective.
So if I get okay, is Burger King, is McDonald's Big Mac, is that quality?
God, here we go with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Some people, yes, it is.
Some people
Different
might
type of
call it
quality.
quality.
It's a different type of quality for sure.
Yeah.
No,
It's
you
different type of
like
quality,
you,
sure,
you
but
made
there's a
like
lot of people out there
I
that
would throw
see
down
McDonald's as quality.
on a Big Mac easy. Is it the best burger I've ever eaten? Their fucking quality of meat and bread and sauce and everything else. And hey, fucking yo. So all of those
And yet,
qualities
how much
are
money does
poor
Mickey D's fucking bring in a year from
poor
their
quality.
shitty tasting burgers?
because of the quality that they use to make the burgers low.
So like I said, it's a certain type of quality. It's a poor quality.
Yeah, it's a poor quality.
It's okay
but
though.
Still,
I
but
mean,
it's
when you hungry, that shit
quality.
good though.
But we
You
mean
know what I'm
high.
saying?
That's going there and
We
buying
mean
their
high
shit,
quality.
Josh.
We mean high quality. That's what we mean.
My thing is though, somebody who's used to like eating like in a third world country, they're not used to eating a lot of good food like that. Like they can think that Burger King's like some fucking
Exactly, Jemiah.
But if
you-
somebody
but
out
here's
there
the
is going
thing.
to find their food quality.
But here's the thing: if I gave you Jake's Burgers and McDonald's Big Mac, there's a different level of quality for either sandwich. Like
Well, yeah, that's what
let's
happens.
not
You
be.
pay more
If
for
you
your
gave
shit,
if you gave a poor man that,
God, maybe you be eating burgers all your life, maybe. But if you're not used to eating burgers, then
Facts.
bro, how much money does it cost to make the fucking sandwich? That's the quality. And how is it constructed? If I take scraps from a fucking barrel, grind that shit up, and make a fucking patty, yo, it costs fucking 3 cents to make the damn patty. That is not of good quality.
somebody may think that shit tastes like fucking filet mignon. You know what I mean?
Again,
there you go.
Again, and a lot some black looks. Back in the day, people were more realistic. There's some bitches out there now that think they the creme de la creme. They look like shit. That's all I'm saying. That's their reality does not align with what reality is.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
That's
let's not be that way. There's clear quality with it. I get what you're saying. I know what you're doing. and I enjoy it.
Oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just stating a fucking fact.
No,
That's
I ain't
what I'm
talking about. I
saying.
ain't talking about you, but obviously the quality that Microsoft is putting out comparatively with
Give me an
everybody
example.
else, huh?
So give me an example.
Avowed.
I wouldn't equate
Wait, you just say avowed?
quality to the amount of money that it costs either.
Motherfucker, man, you want to itching
Halo
for a bitch smack
Infinite,
there, Josh?
that shit costs a lot of money. I
Yeah,
don't know about
but the money didn't go towards the game development. It went towards advertisement.
But like you can have a chef working with some Kobe beef and a chef working with some regular shit, and then the Kobe beef can burn the shit. You know what I mean? Put too much salt on it, whatever the fuck.
Then
You know what I mean?
that would be the quality of the chef.
What? Mm-hmm. No, that's the quality of the meal.
No, if you're
hey Josh, did you play Bloodstained?
I can't hear shit. If you cook something with quality shit and you're burning this shit, you don't belong in the fucking kitchen.
No, I get that, but people are gonna judge the quality of the food. They're not gonna judge. They're not gonna be like,
they're gonna judge the
like, this food tastes shitty. Now we give you a restaurant a bad review.
Well, you know, because of the way that you ring around the whole shit. I'm trying to break the shit down, and you're fucking me up. That's what happened.
I'm just poking holes in your.
We already know what quality is. Let's not be retarded here. We know what fucking quality is.
No, because I heard dudes saying like PC has no AAA exclusive quality games. Like, what does that even fucking mean? I mean, that's the dumbest shit I ever fucking heard. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I would rather play some of these RTS games over any of these AAA exclusive fucking bullshit games that would be dropping. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand this because it has a big budget and it has a fucking nice graphics doesn't make the game automatically good.
No, because everybody knows, and especially Illogical, he knows I can't. He's going now. I can't fucking stand The Last of Us Part 2. I don't give a fuck what the fuck it looked like.
Do you consider it quality?
It's of high quality.
Then shouldn't you like it then?
The graphics is of high quality.
Why don't you like it then? It's high quality. Why don't you like it?
I'm about to explain to you.
It's high quality.
The graphics.
I think a portion of it he doesn't consider it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
A portion of a portion failed miserably.
The burger fire, but the bread soggy.
Right.
Oh, God.
The whole package falls apart when you put everything together.
So you agree that quality is subjective then, because some people consider this the greatest game of all time, or they consider this one of the greatest games of all time.
And Lizzo thinks she's the baddest bitch on earth.
Okay, then why were you trying to argue with Man Fatal when he said that shit's fucking subjective?
Because it's not.
You just met John.
Yeah.
Stop, dude. Stop.
Yeah,
no,
please.
I never said that. I never conceded to your claims. I still stand by what I've said. There is a quality and it's quantifiable.
Oh,
at that point, you're just sharing your opinion on what you think or what you perceive quality.
This is what you are, Josh. You're the guy outside the burger joint saying this shit's disgusting when the shit's around the corner. You know what I mean? They got a line around the corner, and you're the only one out there shouting that is bad. Like that's what you look like. So your opinion of quality may be skewed, or people might say Josh doesn't know what quality is because he doesn't like the thing.
Yo, got it. So the quality specs, the absolute did right. Like if he goes and get an AMD versus an Nvidia, yo, are you gonna how would you quantify that?
It's not quality though. They're just machine parts.
It's not quality. One is better than the other.
Says who?
Says the numeric specs.
The specs don't measure quality. The specs measure just output. Like they measure a performance.
That's quality of engineering. Quality of engineering. So it's
because
those matches, bro.
Because those cards were designed to do a certain thing. That doesn't make sense.
It's still
like matches. What are you comparing the 2900 XT to a 3 to a
matches?
No, it doesn't match, Josh. Because
the engineers in this particular case, they're not as good as the Nvidia ones. Wouldn't you agree?
There's certain AMD.
Wouldn't you
agree? I wouldn't agree. I would not agree because there is AMD cards that are better than fucking Nvidia cards and vice versa. It depends on which card you're talking about. Okay. What they're fucking spec for.
So now we're going to do all this shit. When it goes into your realm of Dominion, now you're saying that it depends on everything. Depends.
You're talking about quality. That doesn't make sense in this fucking
top specs between the two graphic cards that most high on either company. Which one is engineered better?
They both have equal engineering. You know what I mean?
Which one is engineered better?
What do you mean?
You want to know which one was best between a 3090 RTX and the 6900 XT? Or is it 6800? I think it's
He's saying
6900.
what's better, but that doesn't make
He's
the
saying that
card.
it doesn't mean that it's better because they both function.
What I'm
What?
saying is, you're trying to say like just because Nvidia has extra features or whatever, then the AMD card's not same quality. It's still built for quality. It still will last in your PC for
The ray
fucking 5,
tracing
6, 7
between
years.
both the ray tracing between we're not talking about durability. We're talking about quality of engineering. And you're trying to skew it away
So
from what I'm saying.
you're trying
skewing
to
it
say
away
that
from what I'm
because
saying. I'm
some
talking
cards
about
have
engineering.
no, time out. Some
Engineering.
cards have shut up. No, some cards have
Engineering.
turbo injection and other features that other cards don't. Does that make the card less quality? That doesn't make sense, bro. Like
What
you're
are you
like
talking about?
some cards have
You're throwing
okay.
extra
This
effects
card
to it.
has
I
power
said top to
windows.
top.
This
I
card
said
has power
top
windows. This card doesn't. This
quality
card has
between
quality.
either graphics card. We're not mixing and matching. They're their highest flagship
God,
fucking graphic card.
you're not making any sense, bro.
There's numbers between the two of these things. One does
They're
ray tracing,
both
but let's talk about ray tracing. One does ray tracing better than the other. And I'm sure
okay.
you already know what
That
it
doesn't
is.
denote quality though. That doesn't mean that one's more quality than the other.
One is
One has
engineered
a
better than the
feature.
other. One is engineered
Oh
better
my
than the
gosh,
other.
are you kidding me?
One is engineered better than the other.
Are you kidding me right now?
It's not because
Are you kidding
they're
me right
about the
now?
same
Are
price.
you kidding me?
One of
Can
them
you
is
go
better
build a GPU
engineered
right
than the
now?
other.
Can you build a GPU right now?
One is engineered better. The numbers already
No.
say it. The numbers say it. The
No,
numbers say
okay.
it. The numbers say one is engineered
That
better.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's like talking about the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X. One is definitely engineered better than the other.
Bitch.
Just
They
saying.
do different things.
Same
though.
price.
Like
Same price. They
but
both
they were
consoles.
built to do different things, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
One
Like,
is engineered better than the other. One is inefficient, and the other one is more efficient. So that's what I'm saying.
actually, the AMD is more
We
efficient
are
than the fucking
going
Nvidia card.
to digress
But
on
exactly,
this
because
shit
you have no clue what you're talking about.
I know all what I'm talking about. So the next
You have
topic that we're going
no
to talk
clue
about
what you're
here,
talking about. But yeah,
the next topic that we're going to talk about is actual gaming design of the future. Jemiah mentions earlier that he will play any of these PC games that are free to play or early access over these AAA games.
I never said that. First of all, bitch, don't put words in my mouth.
I think I need to rewind that piece.
I said I would rather play
He said some.
I would rather play
He said
RTS
some.
games than some of these AAA games
Yeah, he said
that
some.
dudes claim to be all fucking amazing.
Tomato. You know,
Oh,
since he want to stare shit around and somewhere else
Oh,
so he can win an argument, but that's okay.
You're
though.
not making sense,
So,
bro.
Josh,
Okay,
you petty
my
as
bad.
fuck, bro.
that being said, right?
Yeah, he's definitely petty as fuck right now.
Josh got proved wrong, but it's my fault, right? Because Josh got proved wrong.
Since these games, I guess these console story driven games are so much more terrible than the PC games that are out there. You know what I mean? Those AAA games are just shit. Apparently,
A lot of them are.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here when it comes to design? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because me personally, I said this earlier before you came in there, Jemiah. I'm really tired of these open world games. And I'm really tired of these narrative games as well. Like I'm just so sick of it. I'm over it. So where do you guys see where development is going? Black, where do you see development going when everybody's tired of these narrative driven games?
I don't know, man. I mean, I remember Jemiah, credit to Jemiah, he mentioned some shit where he was like the world reacting to the environments. So if we're gonna talk about this, we gotta talk about how it can improve, right? And I thought that Jemiah's idea was really good. He was talking about the world being affected, like in the long term. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jemiah, in a way where your actions would affect everything in the city, like the ecosystem, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he gonna define this, but I feel like building upon what he was talking about, damn, I lost my train of thought.
We're talking about the
That, so
game. We're
so
talking about
making
game
things
design.
so all right, so they right now they have quick time events and not quick time events, excuse me. They have these public events in Destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these open world games should have more shit like that. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I mean, some games do have those little events, and it's like small and subtle. Like in Red Dead Redemption, like I played little of that game, and you basically you run into somebody that need help or some shit, and you help them, you might take them home. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. But then I don't know what follows up behind that, but I'm hearing like this shit that follows up behind it. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel like more shit like that needs to happen, like more like these public events and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that could lead up to the long term. You know what I'm saying? Things that happen later on in the game.
How does that work? Is it like
You know?
is PVE and somebody in the computer needs help?
Well, in Destiny, how they do it is it's a PVE event where it's PVE event. You got your friends, your whoever's on your fire team. You will go to this public event. Everyone who's within that space on that server will go there, right? But if we're taking that same idea to a single player, maybe other heroes show up. You know what I'm saying? To come help you, help Spider-Man.
Heroes? What do you mean?
Maybe say this we're
Like,
playing a
you
hero
mean like
game,
actual
Spider-Man.
like
You know
co-op,
what I'm saying?
people, like co-op people, like real people,
It could
or are
be
you talking about
it could
AI?
be NPCs. It could be NPCs. Maybe it
Okay.
could be. But if we're talking single player, maybe it could be NPC. Maybe
Ooh.
motherfucking Captain America shows up and helps Spider-Man out. You know what I'm saying? To go defeat this. Like, oh shit. Hey man, you're in my fucking you're in my jurisdiction type shit. You know what I'm saying? But and maybe how you're graded or how you perform. You know what I'm saying? Affects the way that he views you later on. You know what I'm saying? And affects the storyline. Who knows? I don't know.
Now
But
I'm looking at one of the messages that Absolute says. He says games like Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 2, etc. rip right through any PC games, brah. That's what he said. But the thing is, quality is subjective. So it could be whatever you wanted to believe.
Wait, hold on, what?
But we ain't played God of War
Wait, hold on,
Ragnarok yet,
what?
bruh.
Whoa,
We don't
whoa,
know
whoa,
yet
whoa, whoa.
about these
Wait,
games.
back that up again, Josh. What did you just say?
I'm just reading comments.
This is my
Okay.
fucking thing, though. Guess what? God of War is not a PC game. PC is a open platform. There are no exclusive PC first-party developers. Zero. There's none. No fucking person who makes any piece of hardware and fucking PC makes software. None of them. Zero.
Well, didn't
So
you
this
say
whole
that PC had games that compete? Like PC actually have games?
what?
Didn't you
Yo,
say that?
absolute over here manipulating the conversation, bruh.
I said that PC has games that are only on PC until they're not. That's always been my stance. Like one day I could turn around and World of Warcraft could be on fucking consoles. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Baldur's Gate 3 it's coming out as a PC exclusive right now. It's gonna be on fucking consoles, like probably like a year later after the PC release. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like I'm not this dude who doesn't understand that PC doesn't have fucking developers that work for them. So if Sony makes a game for a fucking PlayStation, guess what? People on Xbox can't play it. People on fucking Nintendo can't play it. People on Stadia can't play it. People on PC can't play it. Nobody can play it except for fucking PlayStation owners. So how is that? Why does that make PC different? To say PC doesn't have any fucking AAA exclusive games when they have Guardians coming out, they have all these third-party games dropping. They're gonna be on PC. They have plenty of third-party AAA high fucking value quality games. Call of Duty, Battlefield, all that shit you niggas like is on PC too.
So the
Sony
argument,
exclusives
so the
are only
argument,
on fucking PlayStation.
the argument is basically stating that PlayStation really doesn't have any kind of quality that's quantifiable. Its third party is basically doing what Sony is doing, but either equal or better. So we shouldn't be arguing about it at all.
My thing is, it depends on what type of games you like. Like I said, if these games are so amazing, why didn't 80 million people play God of War? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people have certain tastes. That's all I'm saying. People have different tastes in life. Like, I don't understand why just because you think this is the best game ever made, you gotta force everybody to agree with your fucking stance. Nobody gives a shit what you're doing. You know what I mean? People have their own shit they want to do.
So
Some people play fucking Animal Crossing all day and you think that's the best game ever made. And you can't tell them nothing about it. So what's the point of arguing about this dumb shit all the time?
So he says PC doesn't have any AAA exclusives.
We have God of War, the definitive edition. What are you talking about? Sony said it themselves. You know what I mean? We have shit you don't got over there. We have quality features like deep learning, super sampling, and shit like that consoles don't have.
You can't say that because it's already on. It's on a PS4. So
what do you mean?
God of War is on PS4. So
you don't have those features though, right? You don't have the quality. You said that certain features make it more quality.
No.
AMD,
we already conceded. You said that I don't know what I'm talking about.
PS5 doesn't have NVIDIA features.
In your reality, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's more quality because it's on an NVIDIA.
In your reality, I don't know what I'm talking about. So it really doesn't matter. So in this particular case, what I said was invalidated because of your reality.
Anything that's on the NVIDIA GPU is superior to AMD. So therefore,
but
every game on PC,
we're talking
on
about
NVIDIA is better
exclusive.
than
We
AMD.
talking about
PS5.
exclusive AAA games that's only on PC. That's what we're talking
How
about.
can you have an exclusive game and it's an open platform? That's what I'm saying.
So hold on, you chop it up. Say it again.
It's an open platform, so therefore it can't be exclusive.
We're
That's
Black.
the whole.
Black? Can you say
That's the
something?
whole name.
Yo.
Oh, you're breaking up. Then it's only you,
Me?
Jemiah.
Oh, okay.
I'm breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not breaking up.
Here you are. How you gonna say I'm not? Oh, okay,
You're
talking
breaking up
about
to me.
everybody else sound good except for you.
No, you're buying.
No, am
No,
I
that's
botting?
you. That's constant botting.
It's who?
It's Josh. That's or not Josh. Sorry, fucking Maya.
Yeah, it's that PC overheating. you need to kind of blow out the dust out of there.
I have full bars.
Yeah. Okay. It's overheating there. You need a
Yeah,
firmware.
I just my Discord.
You need a firmware update real quick. So, he says it's just a setting. Super sampling is not a AAA exclusive, he says. But what Jemiah is saying is that it's an open platform. So I beg to differ. I hate to say it. I think the Xbox were right all along. I think they were right all along. PC is essentially Windows. Would you guys agree?
So Mac doesn't exist.
I can't hear you made the back out. Oh, he fell out. What you say? Black?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, would you agree that the platform that PC is running off of is Windows?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, so it technically is a platform. It's a digital platform, but that's where the games are. Or Steam.
Well,
One of the
you need
two.
this operating system. I mean,
Yeah. So you can't have a PC without an operating system.
That's true.
You can use Linux. You can use fucking Opera. You can use fucking iOS.
It's still an operating system nonetheless.
OSs.
You see,
you don't have to use Windows.
you see how he's sounding right now. He's botting out right now because I'm throwing that holy water on him, and his bot is showing though. But that's okay. It's okay though. Oh, so I would say, let me see. Doesn't matter what RTX come out next. Horizon 2 Forbidden West shits on any PC game until it comes out on PC.
That's a PC game.
Until it comes out on the PC, and then we're gonna be back to square one with the same
Yo,
topic. So what the fuck is Sony doing?
The whole thing is, man, we arguing about right now about who has the better time exclusives. We talked about this shit already, bro. Like, who fucking cares, man? You know what I'm saying? I think it's just play your games, G. Enjoy, my niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
enjoy this shit.
We constantly always say to each other, man, oh, just enjoy your games and not worry about anything else. But yet here we are questioning the games that we're fucking playing.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? How fucking stupid conversations like this can get?
This is what tribalism is. This is the last topic that we were the one before this one. This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit when you are a fan versus a fanboy. It's irrational. It's irrational. It's emotional. It doesn't belong. You know, honestly, you can like something without PC. Can't have the best quality games unless Sony allows them on PC.
Like in my opinion,
that makes no sense.
When God of War came out,
now you're not buying no more.
and when God of War came out, I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey on PC at max specs looked better than a God of War, hands down. Like the extra clutter, everything about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it was just more gorgeous, more detailed on PC max
How
settings.
can you say that? That's not true.
When God of War came out,
not
it was
true. It's not true.
It was.
It's not true. You remember you said that. You remember you said that. You remember you said that as an opinion. Quality is an opinion. It's not better.
I'll say, yeah, in my opinion, it was better. That's why I quantified it in the beginning, Josh. Like, what are you talking about?
Say opinion because you were botting out. I'm sorry.
You just said I said opinion, bitch. Don't be talking expert with me.
I said you can't say what you just said because you said that quality.
I just said in the beginning is my opinion. Like I said, in my opinion,
I couldn't hear it because you were botting out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. You
I
heard me, nigga.
apologize. I apologize for that. You know,
But like I'm saying though, like in my opinion, I think that. But like, if you ask anybody on fucking PS4, apparently God of War is the best looking game ever, which is a goddamn lie.
I don't think that. See, but graphics is the only way you can really quantify that. Well, you can only say that which is more graphically featured. And if that's the case, then you can start counting shit. You can
How are
start
you
like
gonna say that something is better or not better when you don't even have both platforms? How can you justify that? How can you even compare the two when you don't have both of them? I had both of them games at the same time
nigga,
with a
people
high
have
end
eyes to
PC.
see and ears to hear. The fuck?
Well, to watch a YouTube video.
I
That's what they got it off
mean,
of.
they could easily get like a non-compressed version if you really want to take it there. Yeah, they
Oh,
could.
so people are doing all this shit with what on their fucking cell phones?
Well, I have a 4K
Because
cell phone screen,
they
so
don't have PCs because they hate PC, right? So they can't be on PC looking it up.
I mean, maybe they can. Maybe.
PlayStation doesn't have a browser if they're on the internet, so they
Oh
can't
no,
be on
they
their
do. They
PS5 looking
do.
it
It
up.
does. See, that's one of the things that you don't know, but it does.
That's it. Right now, I can go on my PS5 and start googling shit.
Yeah.
Show me right now.
I'll
Share
tell
your
you.
screen.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
tell
Nah,
you
workaround
outside.
for
fuck
it.
that shit. Show me right
No,
now.
I'll tell you as soon as we're done with the stream.
Exactly.
What do
No,
you
you
mean
can do it.
exactly?
You can do it. You can do it, Jemiah.
They
You
have
can
their
do
own browser and shit, their
Yeah,
own
it
fucking
does.
thing.
It's a workaround. You got to do some
Oh, you
dumb
gotta
shit
do
to
a
get to it
workaround.
now.
So Sony doesn't
Yeah,
want you to do it. Okay, cool.
The same way
Yeah. It's
that you
there
have to do
though.
a workaround to make that controller work. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Oh, Steam supports the DualSense natively, so I don't have to do any workarounds.
Don't you have to download
Sorry.
shit? So
Nah, that's old
oh,
school, bro.
you
Sorry,
don't
you
have to
missed out.
download it. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. Thanks.
Ever since they made that Steam page, it's been native,
See, he's
nigga.
botting already. See, you see what happens when you start lying, he starts botting out. It's okay. Okay, though.
I don't know what's this your shitty ass hosting, man.
I don't know what he's saying. Y'all hear him, or is it just me that he sound like bot?
He sounds like
A
he's
little
button.
bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, you gotta get them firmware, updates. So, I'm just teasing Jemiah. When he comes back in there, I'll tell him, or I'll see him on PSN if he doesn't come back. I don't think he's that sensitive, but
He's not.
I'll tell him I'll just fuck with him. It's all to keep you guys entertained. Steam does not have support full features with the DualSense. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Yo, Absolute MMA is trolling Jemiah, man. Everything he's been typing was to incite war. I'm telling you, bro. Everything you've been typing about, just man, PC ain't got this, PC ain't got that. He trying to incite war out here, bro.
That shit is. Jemiah started to overheat, yo. And they got to go outside real quick. Cooled out his fucking CPU, yo. He was like, motherfuckers. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. He probably be back, or if he's not, then I'll just see him on PSN. But
What do you think is the future of game design, Doug? Since that's your topic, Doug. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga rushing me. Okay, I see.
I ain't rushing you.
I'm
You said we doing an hour and a half.
You got it.
You doing rushing conversations, motherfucker.
You got it.
We already over 3 minutes, boss. Let's go.
I never said that the DualSense is fully supported on the Steam, so stop putting words in my mouth. This is what you console niggas always constantly do: is you try to add shit so you can win arguments.
All
I'm
of
just
us?
telling you straight up facts.
All of us?
Yeah, every single one of you. You dirty fucking peasants. You dirty fucking head, barefooted, walking in the streets, peasants. This is why God of War is gonna look better on PC.
Eventually, it'll all be 1-to-1 in parity.
It's not gonna be 1-to-1.
Eventually.
Horizon Zero Dawn looks way better on PC than
It doesn't run
console.
better, though, unfortunately.
It does run better.
No, it doesn't. No, they got the stats for that one. Unfortunately. Sorry.
It does.
Sorry,
unfortunately.
Try again next time, though.
But no, it does, though.
Thanks for playing.
No, you think let me bring it up?
Yeah, Jemiah can stream that shit to you right now. He on his PC, bro.
No, I'm just saying. I don't like Josh is just hurt
Screen
because he's
cap
he's a fanboy. He's not a fan. He claims to be a fan.
I
He's
like
all
what you did there. I
fucking
like
Sony.
that. I like that. I like that. I do like that, yo. Always it acknowledges how I put these subjects together. But what do I see for future game designs? Do you guys remember, right? Back with PlayStation 1, we were getting new genres and shit. You remember that shit? Shit that we never seen before. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It was going into 3D, but then we got PS2 and they started creating more genres. You got Devil May Cry and all that other shit, and I feel like we lost that shit. And I'm not just talking about technologically, like gameplay wise. This shit needs to change. This sandbox open world stamping fucking cities, pre-made cities onto a fucking desert or some rocks isn't it. It isn't it. It's frustrating to see this shit. To be clear, I'm sick of it. And we
That's
need.
why I was saying before, like I use Spider Man as the best example. Is like I feel like when you do stuff in Spider Man and after like the cutscenes and shit happens, like there's no real repercussions to the actual city. You know what I mean? I mean, in Spider Man, I don't know if they did it in the first Spider Man, but in the new PS5 remaster version,
You
like
tweeted something about the street being all broken and
yeah,
people.
like I seen like one of those underground fucking Ninja Turtle things like sticking out of the ground. They had a construction crew around it and shit. Traffic was building up. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, but. Imagine in a Spider-Man game, instead of letting you retry missions, if you fail the mission, the crime just gets fucking higher. The fucking enemies get harder. You know what I mean? So the more and more time goes by, the city just gets more and more overrun by criminals and shit. People are fucking destitute. The city's all fucking blown up and shit because you kept fucking letting niggas, you know what I'm saying, hijack cars and all this shit. Like there's no real like you know what I mean? There's no real repercussions for not doing any of those crime missions. You can just fly around the fucking whole fucking build whole city and not do one crime mission. You know what I mean? Like, but yet those crimes are still occurring. Like, how does that affect the actual ecology of the game? It doesn't. Like, and
It's,
that's
it's
what any
because of
game.
the AI is the biggest culprit in these open world games. I will say there was an Assassin's Creed. I think it was Origin where, and they do a little bit of this in Ghost of Tsushima, where there's during the day niggas go to sleep and then wake up. They do it with Red Dead as well, and it just makes it feel alive. Like these crimes that you were mentioning needs to be, how can I put it? They need to not be scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine just based off of the nature of like me and Black was talking about this shit when they introduced GTA 3, the time dictated what missions you could play. You know what I'm saying? That was new. You know what I mean? I don't know. It wasn't new because Zelda did it too. Zelda Ocarina of Time did it. You can only do this at a certain time or whatever the case is. Um, and that was hot. But you had like NPCs as well when they would, um, there was hookers and pimps at night, you know, and in the morning when you hit 5 o'clock in the morning, they thinned them out and then put construction workers and just regular people every day. The different cars were there, so it was very interactive and very alive. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day, if it rained, this was actually in a code of GTA 3. If it rained, then pedestrians would start using their umbrellas. They took it out. I don't know what the reason was, but they took it out. I just feel like game design is so stagnant. It's so stale now. I'm just so tired of it. It's not about open world. Like I'm not spitting out what everybody's been saying. Oh, open world, I'm so tired of it. Open world needs like single player needs to be fucking revamped as well. And I think that these indie games are in the right track. They're doing things that are breaking the mold. Where do I see it? Um,
Holy fuck.
hmm. It has to be in an AI field. I think we had a discussion about this before, but like in terms of new, like people need to try new things. Like we had that. What was that one game where you rolled a giant ball around and you collect, like it was like objects would stick on a ball. I was never able to pronounce it.
Oh, you talking about that
Shit.
fucking Katamari game?
Katamari, yeah,
Yeah,
shit like
calamari.
that.
Yeah,
People are
Katamari
like
Democracy
people are
and
like
shit.
fucking terrified of making something new. Like Jesus
Well, what about
Christ.
that? What about that game that came out on the PS4 during the right before the mid refresh, man? That fucking Tomorrow Children game that came and went.
Which one?
Tomorrow's Children.
I've never played that.
Yo, that game was fucking cool, dude. It just nobody just
I'm going to take
really
a look at
understood
that.
it.
What was Tomorrow's
Yeah,
Children? Can you post that on Discord?
that
In
was
the
I think that was a Sony Japan game when they came out with that shit.
can you post that on Discord in the
Yeah, yeah.
the
Hold on.
gaming things? I just want to take a look at it. Um, you even with PS3 had games that was crazy. Like Little Big Planet was one of them. You know what I mean? Which people are going to liken it to that Mario game, but like I forgot. I think that was first.
I think the biggest thing holding back these games still is technology. Like we don't have enough computing power to really do.
But what would we do with the computing power? You know what I mean?
Like I'm saying, that's what I'm giving all these different AIs, different scripts and shit, and different fucking things of how like it takes a lot of processing power. But you're gonna have all this shit working outside the camera view. You know what I mean?
Well, that would be a
Like
lot of memory too, as well, because you can make them disappear, but still have it running in the background, or at least remember their state. And we only have 16 gigabytes to do it. You know,
like that's why when PCIe 5.0 is coming out very soon here, that's just double the bandwidth for fucking PCIe 4.0. Like PC is about to take another huge fucking leap. Intel's about to drop their Alder Lake CPUs, the new fucking 5.0
what
motherboards.
what's going on that one? I don't know.
Like Intel is about to make AMD look like fucking less quality, like you would say, Josh. To get-
No, 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 no,
you
la. You can't say that no more. Nope, no,
You're gonna make
la
AMD
la
look
la.
like low tier quality when they come out with this new tech. I mean, it's just crazy. Also, like the direct
But
storage shit. Like they try to
what's going to be good about it? I'm asking you because I generally don't know and I'm interested in it.
just the blazing speed, which they're gonna be able to move like just tons of data. You know what I mean? All the
Okay.
calculations and shit. Like it's about to be crazy.
Okay. Cool. All right. What were you saying again?
Maybe in your
Hello?
PS5 Pro you'll get one.
Do
Probably.
you think
Ooh.
when do you see them taking advantage of say something like 32 gigs of RAM or some shit? Like how many years more until we get games that are gonna have quality
No, fuck
that
that.
much
When the
quality?
hell are we going to get
Yeah.
proper fucking ray tracing on these consoles, man? At least
Yeah.
not for in a couple of generations.
My thing is like when it comes to RAM utilization, like you can have
Mhm.
Minecraft take like fucking 64 gigs of RAM. You know what I mean? Like it's
Facts.
just
Right.
all this is calculation. So the more calculations you have, the more RAM you need. It's not like it's innate to the game being good or bad or quality or not. You know what I mean?
This is
Yeah,
what
facts. But
this
we
is
were
what
talking about like utilizing those this different tech that you said that was coming out, and you would think that maybe they would rise the standard of the 16 because we're just the consoles are just now going from 8. We just getting to 16 now. You
But
know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
also, but
When do you
DDR5
think
is
we're gonna start?
also
Mhm.
DDR5 is also being introduced. That's the new type of RAM.
Right,
So it's gonna be superior to the old RAM. So 16 gigs of that may be equivalent to 32 of the other one. You know what I mean? So
right.
like
Okay.
the shit's moving so much that it's hard to pin down. And like I said,
Mhm.
the problem with consoles is they're completely stagnant. Like unless you do a refresh, you're gonna wait 5-7 years to get a new console. You know what I mean? By
well, not
then
only that,
you're
but
gonna have PCIe 6.0.
Yeah.
let me interject with this one because if you are a manufacturer that is forward thinking, right? Um, it'll mitigate some of the effects of that. You know what I'm saying? Like Sony could have just called it a day and just had like 2.5 gigabytes or gigabits, I guess, whatever it is, instead of the 5 that they currently have. You don't necessarily need more RAM at this point in time, because of how fast data can move from the SSD, from the memory to the SSD and back again. So what they can do in terms of the AI, you need to kind of store their states and what they kind of experience, the AI or the decisions that it made, and that will be and that doesn't take that much RAM, but adding a whole bunch of like AIs in their states, they can start storing that onto the SSD, right? When you walk away from it. So when you go into that in the position of where you're at, and when you basically walk away from it and come back, it'll recall from the SSD because it could do it at a very fast clip where everybody was, and then hypothesize where they could be at or where they're going to do it. So like they'll look at the time and say that the current state was this person was working at the time and like was hammering and fixing their house, and now it's 8 o'clock, and the routine should be they're about to go to sleep or whatever the case is, and then load that particular behavior. So you can bounce the information back and forth to make sure that you can utilize the 16 gigabytes efficiently.
The
But
one thing I
You
would
guys
say
would
about
agree
this,
at this point. My bad, Jemiah. You guys would agree at this point that the bottleneck isn't the RAM right now; it's the compute power, like Jemiah mentioned before.
AI is
For these new
known.
games that we're talking about, for these games that are going to push the industry
No,
forward.
no. See, partially, and I say partially because there's a lot of ways you can make artificial intelligence. There's crowd AI, sort of like what they do in Days Gone, when they had like hundreds of fucking like zombies doing their own animations, but it was using like some sort of
So
fluid
this is
dynamics and
swarm
stuff like that.
technology.
It's it's
Like,
it's it's really technology of where, like he's saying, where we are at now and what we can do. The bottleneck is the developer at this point. And
right now, PS5 is lucky, not lucky, but like PS5 and Xbox Series X got the jump on PC. Like when the chip shortage went down, a lot of things got pushed back, like direct storage and Nvidia RTX IO. All this shit got pushed back because there's no chips. Like PS5 or PCI 4.0. Like even the 30 series still runs on 3.0 PCIe. You know what I mean? So like it's the generation behind. So therefore the PS5 looks extremely good at this moment. But like I said, when PCIe 5.0 drops, you're gonna see PC once again put that gap. You know what I mean? The gap between what you think can be done on fucking computer games.
but
And
I think the gap right now is we're getting
Of
so
quality, right?
much. Well, no, we're getting so much faster at this point in time that you're going to need a lot more to kind of run away with some kind of tangible results at this point in time. And then the developers got to learn. You remember, Jemiah, there were single thread processors or single core processors, and that wasn't utilized for a minute, and it's still kind of like to this day not utilized well. You'll still have like a quad core, and one of the cores is doing most of the work instead of, what I'm saying, instead of kind of, focusing on one specific thing. One of the things
but
about consoles that's like a symbiotic relationship with PCs is that consoles help developers refine their coding because of the limitations. So once they nail it on the consoles, they're gonna blow like PCs are gonna blow consoles completely away once they
But like,
understand how
but
things are
like with
gonna
the
work.
utilization, that's why AMD invented Smart Shift, so they can take those unused power and shift it towards other shit. Like that's
Yep.
the whole, you know what I mean? So like, they're coming up with ways to utilize the games, even if the software doesn't utilize it properly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
Right.
that's why that's why Intel will always be better at gaming because Intel is the best at single thread processing. You know what I mean? At all time, like AMD is more like a multi core thing. You know what I mean?
That's their shtick is
So
multi-core.
when developers only develop the way they do, Intel always has the advantage. That's why Intel games on Intel do better, just because the way they're developed, not because of Intel being better necessarily than AMD. You know what I'm saying?
One of the
So
things
like
that's
the devs are part of the bottleneck. What do you think?
one of the things that really fucked up Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC was actually the way that it works on consoles. It's a multi-threaded it takes multi-threads and cores, and that's how it gets away with what it's doing. So you couldn't just brute force the shit, and that's why I had hiccups and weird shit because a lot of the time PCs has like a main brain or a manager telling the other cores to do little things here and there. You gotta be a decent programmer to kind of understand how data flows and where to go with it. And what Sony was trying to do, that's why I was saying that this SSD is not just for loading, it's game design, is what Mark Cerny was saying as well. It's not just him, it's just the flow of where technology is going. You got to be more efficient with what you're doing. It's no more brute force because these games are a lot more complicated than what they are. That's why they have random generated things for trees and organic materials and shit like that, where the artist could just paint it and it will randomly generate it naturally so it can lessen the blow. The same thing with ray tracing. Ray tracing isn't really meant to be on our end such a big deal. It's a big deal for developers because they could turn that shit on and they don't have to manually place invisible lights to make it look like lights bouncing everywhere. They could just have the computer do it.
Yeah, unless unless Sony's magically goes with fucking Nvidia, the PS5 will never have deep learning super sampling. You know what I mean? Because that's an Nvidia thing, and Sony and Microsoft both use AMD for their consoles. But you have that super fidelity FX, right? That's what AMD is going to introduce.
That's not even the same thing as
Well, whatever they're doing,
It's
super
not.
whatever.
Yeah.
What's that shit called? I
I,
forgot what it's called. Whatever their technique is like super something or super something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Fidelity FX.
Yeah, but like
FSR, whatever it's called. Yeah.
the thing about Nvidia is has hardware
And
tensor cores
no,
built
Craig. We're
in.
talking about just game design in general, like the
Yeah,
future of game
and
design.
Nvidia designed tensor cores, and they developed that technology, invented that shit just so the deep learning supersonic can actually work. There's like internal chip parts that process that shit. Like, it's not the way people think it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit is
What
constantly.
Nvidia is doing, I'm sorry, what AMD is doing with their resolution upscaler, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is equivalent to morphological anti-aliasing on a PS3. So if you don't know what that is, what it does is it looks for polygonal edges, and it's basically samples the edges of them. It blends the edges together. It doesn't do anything to make or to make the whole resolution look better. It just really smooths out the edges of polygons, which means if your textures are really detailed and if you have a low resolution, it's not going to catch all the details unless you're up close. Like it's still going to look, the textures are still going to look blurry, but you just won't have jaggies around objects. The same thing that happened with God of War. Back then, it was great because you had a lower resolution, but with 4K, if your screen is, if you have a 4K monitor or screen and your resolution is lower, you can't upscale that unless you have something that could basically predict where the pixels are going to be and create, with that prediction mechanism, create the detail from the missing pixels. That's not what AMD is doing. They just smoothing out edges, and it's totally different. Will they go into AI? I'm sure they will. Will they call it something different that gets around the patents? Most likely. But that's going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro thing.
My thing is though is like it's not even a. But AMD is about the fact that they don't put that type of shit into their cards because it would boost the price so fucking high. You know what I mean? Like AMD and Nvidia are not in the same market. Like they both sell GPUs, but they're not selling GPUs to the same consumer base. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Nvidia is enthusiast class, enthusiast grade PC guys. AMD is
And
a
outside
more
of
powerful.
and outside of gaming too. Nvidia does a lot of shit outside of
Oh
gaming.
yeah, like
Whereas yeah, it's really just PC and consoles for AMD. And both methods work. You know what I mean? They're going to get their bread with these consoles in general, and the testing ground is going to be with these consoles. So where they're going to go in the future in terms of AMD, they basically have like a protection because people are going to buy these consoles regardless. You know what I'm saying? They got a guarantee market for that one, so they can start
But
testing
yeah, but
things out
listen,
with the pro versions.
AMD has the price for performance market. You know what I mean? So like, if
Hmm.
you want to get a cheaper PC setup but still have a lot of performance, you're gonna go with AMD. If you just want to have shit for no reason, you're gonna get Nvidia and Intel. You know what I mean?
And
It's
even
just
if
the
you
way it
didn't
is.
buy, and even if you didn't buy it, even if the consumer wasn't buying it, AMD, Nvidia is still winning in
Bro,
general.
Nvidia has such a big market share on the market is ridiculous, and their stock price is like 5 times the amount of fucking AMD's. Like, it's not even close.
But what they're doing with the
Nvidia is
console,
fucking super rich.
what they're doing with the consoles is definitely going to put AMD in a different, kind of like what the Switch is doing versus what the what the consoles are doing. It's going to put them in a different market, like you were saying, and I think they're going to be okay with that. I think they're going to be totally fine with it, and that's no
Like,
problem.
if these niggas is talking the way they talking, bro, we might even see the 40 series drop next year, next fall. Like,
Who you talking
that
AMD?
shit. No, Nvidia, the
Nvidia?
4090s. When when this next PCIe 5.0 GPU drop, like it's about to be fucking Return of the Titans, nigga. You know what I mean? Like it's game over, nigga. This is Moonfall, nigga. Like say bye bye to graphics, nigga. Because the shit that they're about to start doing with direct storage, RTX IO, all this shit that consoles got now, because you got the jump on niggas, it's
But I
about to be
don't. But
ridiculous.
again, then we go back to the original thing that we were talking about before. It's bottlenecked by
Here
the
we go.
developer.
Yeah, the developers still are gonna have to won't be able to really utilize. I mean, I think some big games like a Call of Duty or something like that, they'll have some crazy shit on PC. You know what I mean? But like as far as like the regular Ubisoft dudes and the dudes who make generic games to try to put them across everything to stamp it on there,
They
I don't
ain't
know if
gonna.
they're gonna
Yeah,
take.
they
Yeah, I
ain't
don't know
gonna
if they're
do
gonna
it.
utilize it. Yeah.
That ain't gonna be it. That ain't gonna be
Which
it for them.
this is why this is why modders are such a just it's such a concrete part of fucking the PC system because once GTA 3 trilogy comes out, the modders are gonna get on that shit and turn that shit into fucking GTA 5. You know what I mean? The modders are gonna go there and do guys work. They're gonna add shaders. They're gonna add ray tracing.
There's
They're gonna
things
add
that
like
they have.
textures.
There's things that they have that will add. I've seen someone added reflections and ray tracing to the old 1996 Tomb Raider game. Like,
Yeah,
and it was software based. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, not software based. Yeah, it was software based, but it was screen space based. So basically, it looked at the image, right, and it would be able to tell what's farther and what's. It didn't need to go inside the environment. It just can look at it and see what has depth or not. Like crazy shit that don't even cost that much money or that much performance. It was just doing all this shit. So we're gonna wrap it up here. There's a couple of questions I have. Jemiah already said that. Well, Black said that in future gaming, maybe more interactivity. Jemiah kind of topped off and said he wants the more interaction with the AI. I kind of followed up and said that shit as well. I do miss back in the day when you had games like Mr. Mosquito, you know what I'm saying? Katamari, all these different types of games that people were really just doing different things with. I mean, I get it. They pretty much exhausted every idea that you could, but it's so much of a cop out to just make an open world game that's in another fucking forest. Because you could just literally make the island and just start stamping things together. Like open world games are not as hard as you think they are to build. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of workflow that makes this shit easy and they can pump it out. So there's that. Fatal,
Yeah,
what do you think gaming design is going to do in the future?
nothing fucking really out of the
Where do you
ordinary.
think it should? Where do you think it should go? Because you want to be dismissive as fuck.
I'm always going to be dismissive. I'm just telling you what I think. Fuck sakes.
No, I'm just saying. Where do you were botting a little bit, but where do you think it was? I don't know if it's me or not. Where do you think it's going to go?
Fucking. I mean, I don't really see like from a graphical narrative. I don't really see that getting that much better. I mean, maybe like yeah, but I don't really see it getting that much
design
better.
wise, not like gameplay. I mean, not graphics wise, like design, like new types of
Or
genres.
you're just talking or from a gameplay perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as like, honestly, I really don't really know where gaming is going as far as like what they're planning on doing. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, because I guess they don't really look at it like where the future is going as far as gameplay goes because they're just basically going up a trend.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know fucking where it's going to be going next, man. Honestly,
it's hard. I mean, honestly, I would say AI is best. Basically, AI and the interactivity of the environment is the baby steps that they can take. And I think I'm here for it. Hopefully, but looking at that Horizon video that I had for 3 months playing, I may just keep that shit rolling until the game releases. But you could tell that they crafted this. This is not stamped environments and stuff like that. It's actually crafted.
Also, another big thing is physics in the game, like which costs tremendous amounts of fucking of CPU and GPU power. You know what I mean? Just to calculate all the shit. Like, imagine
you made a physics card. You remember the physics card that they had before?
For which one?
It just did physics on PC. That's all it did is physics. You remember that?
Yeah. The physics.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. But like imagine in Ghost of Tsushima, you could cut down all the bamboo in the forest. Like that shit just takes so much extra processing and memory for no fucking reason. There's no point in putting it in the game. You know what I mean? But one day you will be able to do that because how technology will be so advanced.
The grass was crazy. Let me see here. It's going to be new gaming world order. Oh, this nigga. Stop it. Where is this going? No, we're just talking about the future of gaming. Nothing more. Future game design. That's it. Nothing crazy. The last thing I want to talk about, and this is very quick, and this is a question for you guys. Are you picking up the Grand Theft Auto series, the trilogy, Black?
Don't need to. San Andreas is going to be a Game Pass day one, baby.
I'm more thinking about it where I want to buy it at more than anything.
What do you mean?
I'm about to
I want my trophies, but I want the mods that Jemiah was talking about too. So it's a little hard.
Get it on both, nigga.
I might have to double dip
No more that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
How do you, well?
Yeah,
Let me
but I'm
ask you.
confident. I'm confident to answer your question. Yeah,
Let me
I'm
ask you
confident.
this: how do you feel about it? That's the real question, I guess. How do you feel about it?
Look, it's definitely an improvement. I mean, niggas just want to play GTA, dog, with higher frames. Really,
It
well,
would,
I do. I love the clarity, the rework that they did. It could look better, but at the same time, we're getting this for $60. So
and it's three. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget that Nintendo
three
charged
games for
for.
$60. Yeah.
Don't forget that Nintendo. Who has the TV on?
Oh, I'm playing tails.
Um, don't forget that Nintendo actually, released one game for $60 and kept it moving, and it was a poor port
My
at that.
bad, Josh. I'm actually gaming. My bad.
On what though? What are you gaming on?
PS5.
Okay.
What does that mean? No,
No,
I like
it
that.
didn't mean that. I just
I
want
like.
to.
Yeah, you see the smirk on his face, dude, when he sat back there,
No,
dude. Yeah, you see
I
that.
enjoy PS5. So
You
I don't know
see
what
that.
it's about. I'm not afraid to admit that
cheeky
I like
fuck,
another
Josh.
platform.
What's
Like these
going on,
niggas,
Ken?
you know what I mean? He can't say he like more than one platform. I do my pony get on his neck.
No, I'm being stupid. But um, you felt it was good. How did you feel about the trailer, Jemiah?
I thought it was fire.
That's what I thought. I
It was
don't
way
want them
better
to.
than I
I don't
thought.
want them to. This is the only problem that I have with it is fucking the soundtrack is not going to be intact. It's unfortunate, but it's not going to be intact, and that pisses me off.
It
Now
will be
you
on tech
say
on PC.
you can put it, but yeah, you can put it on there on PC. Um, damn man, that shit pisses me off. Like Black said, the trophies, man, the trophies. Now, don't get it fucked up. I think part of it was the aesthetic of the game. Back in the day, they always looked cartoony. You know what I'm saying? They always looked cartoony. It was never realistic. It was never realistic. So this is right along the line. It could be more detailed, but it was still gonna have the same aesthetic. I didn't want them to touch the fucking the level design either. Like I don't want them to do anything. I was very disappointed in Liberty City. What was it again?
Huh? Liberty City Stories?
Not the stories.
Vice City?
No, GTA 4.
Oh, what do you
I
mean?
I thought it was going to be like GTA 3 because they're both based in Liberty City. I thought it was gonna be like GTA 3, and it was shit.
Okay.
I was pissed off with that one. Like I like the arcade, I do. The arcade feel, you know what I mean? The crazy taxi driving. I like the violence that's in there. I liked everything about it. So to me, part of me likes the nostalgia. Oh, man, that game teleports me back when I was like fucking what 14, 13, 14 years old. I mean, I'm picking it up. People were saying that it's not a deal. I mean, they don't like it. It's a low effort. I
Or
know
you can
gaming.
wait and play it on PS now. There, fucking Josh.
Yeah,
I buy
Vice City's
games,
on
and
PS
I like
now,
free
and
better.
Vice
No,
City's
no,
on
no, no,
PS
no, no, no,
now.
no. Vice
Right?
City is not on any of these services.
One of them is
GTA
It's
on PS now.
GTA
Grand
3
Theft
is
Auto
on.
3 is on PS now. San
Okay.
Andreas is on Game Pass.
I never really liked San Andreas because it was so glitchy playing it on the PS2. Man, like shit would pop up. So that was my experience with it. I wasn't really feeling it. It was one on too long.
Yeah,
GTA 3 is my favorite.
San Andreas is absolute fire, bro.
Well,
I think all three games are just absolutely just iconic.
well,
Like,
we don't have to worry about shit popping up either. You know what I'm saying? Graphics errors and shit like that, which I'm grateful for. I like that. We don't gotta worry about that bullshit. It's there. It works. So I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for it. The nostalgia is there. They're not altering the characters to the point where my nostalgia won't kick in. The characters look very similar, so my nostalgia portion of my brain could work this shit out. I'm all for it. And then like we were talking about quality and shit like that being all subjective. I think it's quality. I do.
what is?
I think it's pretty quality. They had to remaster. Remember, San Andreas is a massive fucking game. San Andreas, I think they say was 5 times bigger than Vice City. And then that one was 2 times bigger than Liberty City. Liberty City. It was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. And to be honest with you, David, they should have just remade it from the ground up. I want them to kind of stick to what it looks like graphically. I honestly do.
I want them to make GTA 6. Fuck a remake from the ground up. Like, you don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, true.
Oh, fuck.
Make 6, but then again, I don't know how the world is gonna be. It may be some SJW bullshit, and that's gonna piss me off. Like no more violence, no more grittiness.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not feeling it.
Rockstar's like Chappelle, bro. They're not even doing none of that shit.
What you say?
So Rockstar's like Chappelle. They're not about to do that shit.
I hope so, because they got a white guy to say nigga. I don't
What are you
know.
talking about?
Rockstar got a white guy to say nigga in GTA 5.
What does that mean?
I'm saying the restrictions weren't as stringent as they are now. Like
They say that shit
now,
in movies all the time.
a white guy saying nigga
Yeah, a lot of movies say that shit.
that they made now.
What do you mean? Like, have you watched any of these slave movies made in the recent fucking 5-6 years?
No,
Like,
we're not talking about context either. I mean, we're talking about context. We're not talking about slave times. We're talking about today times and people just saying nigga.
yeah, but in the context of the game, it makes sense. Like in the context of like The Sopranos, they said shit like that. Like,
Yeah, but The Sopranos is old and it wasn't like shit. You seen Dave Chappelle? He can't even say shit. He can't say shit now. Well, all people
where?
getting pissed off. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he still said it though.
Yeah, but look at the backlash or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Is it a backlash?
I guess people walked out.
Okay. You think Netflix cares?
I mean, that's a no.
The
Either way.
CEO already came back out and said that he wasn't gonna change anything. So
We're not talking about, you said all people of color. We're not talking about all people of color. We're talking about white people. That's the difference. But we're going to end the show here. I really do appreciate you guys. Absolute, illogical, Ken, which is TGK. Retro was in here before. We got Fatal. Thank you for jumping in here. My fucking energy just got really fucked up. Jemiah, thank you for coming in here. King Push, thank you for being in here. Quanvo, y'all appreciate it. I'm gonna retweet the shit too. Ballot too. I don't remember. But I think that's it, guys. Thank you I'm sorry for my low energy. I wish I could, kind of pick that shit up or whatever the case is. But
Just can I say one thing? Can I say one thing before we close out, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers go pick out a PC, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And
but,
get with the times,
bye, yeah, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that shit.
Hey,
please don't. please don't.
Get you a PC, man. Stop playing around, man. Hey, Josh, even you gave into it. You got a PC. You like, I want me a nice PC.
No,
you got what you got, 2070 in your shit, nigga?
No, I wanted a nice PC to run the shit that I'm trying to run. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. You know you're gonna be gaming on that shit.
Would you just shoot me away? Tell me some la. I have an issue with the PC. I'm gonna have to ask you. Well, peace out, guys, man. See me next week. Don't forget the sub. It's easy. Click that shit. It's just a fucking button. Just click it. It's easy. But peace out, guys.